A truth report is Emilio here. I will others as well. But we thought that the sentencing was going to start at 10. Turns out it's starting now. Sometimes they're late and sometimes they're early. Let me just get it popped up on the screen very quickly. There we go. Share. All right.
Your Worship, I confirm my appearance on behalf of the accused. Your Worship, on this occasion, I'm assisted by my colleagues, Mr. Ngaya Toby, who's also senior counsel. Mr. Vuma is also from the Johannesburg Bar. And we're all instructed, Your Worship, by Ian Levitt, attorneys. We have both Mr. Levitt and Mr. Makanazi from that firm present before Your Worship. Thank you, Your Worship. Evidence of a social worker in mitigation of sentence, Your Worship, to place the facts that should assist this honourable court in the passing of sentence in this matter. To this end, we have a witness here, Your Worship, but the witness specifically requests that there be no video footage of her. She has compiled a written report. I confirm that I only handed it to my learned friend this morning, and we have a signed original for Your Worship and a copy for the witness to testify from over and above that. Thank you, Worship. The witness is present and in court, Worship.
So, in the comment section, let me know. Do you think Julius is going to go to jail at all? Do you think he's going to have like a slap on the wrist? Do you think he's going to have a 6-month sentencing? Some people are saying that the sentencing might be postponed, which is not beyond the realm of possibility. But I see the judges there, so that's good. Ronnie saying no. And John also saying no. All right. You guys are so optimistic.
Just a 10 minute just to get my things in order. Things got so.
I'll just deal with some of the logistics and then I'll hear from you what we will, how we'll follow, what we'll follow now.
As God please.
Someone's not prepared.
Your friends' comments because we need to make a place for the witness to testify.
Oh, yes.
So there are some logistical arrangements that will need to be made.
I would agree with that.
Do it in this fashion. Firstly, I've received the list of all the media applications about 5 minutes ago. So I do not intend to waste court time by placing each one on record unless you so wish. But then, for the record, all media houses present are acknowledged and in court in the proper procedure required. That satisfied, or do you want each media house to be read out with its representative?
Not at all, Your Worship. That's more than satisfactory. Thank you.
Thank you. And the State Advocate Caesar?
No objection to that. Thank you, Worship.
Thank you. Just also to save time, the media, the witness that the defense intends calling, we need to accommodate her or him. I hear her.
To whom?
And therefore, we are going to need the witness stand. Okay, so you'll have to rearrange yourselves, please. And also, there will be an order that this witness will not appear visually, only vocal, only oral, no visuals. Or even, please then,
That's fine.
if court is not in session, no still photos should the witness enter while court is not in session.
Minimum sentence for automatic rifle is
Will
15
someone
years.
indicate then once you've
Okay.
done?
Anybody think he's going to go to
Come
jail
back
for
in?
15 years?
Right here, it's just stepping through the door.
These are the last orders. Thank you.
Is that it?
As God please. Yes.
You'll send me a message.
That's correct.
Thank you so much. And then for that reason, then we'll adjourn at this point.
Wait, what? Okay. Well, that was short-lived. We will adjourn at this point. Okay. I think they're just taking a break. I am not sure. Let me just remove this. All right. You wish. I do wish, actually. I think he should go to jail. Like, he broke the law, so he should go to jail. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and figure out what exactly is going on. Let's head on over to Ronaldo. And see what he's saying about all this. He usually, like, he's always streaming the stuff, and I'm sure he's commentating on what is going on. Okay, that was just a rant. Let's see, he's live. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see what Ronaldo's saying.
If it's 5 years suspended, he doesn't lose his parliamentary seat. If, however, it's more than 12 months and there's no suspended sentence, then he loses his seat. However, he said he's going to appeal this all the way up to the Constitutional Court. This then means that because it is being appealed, he can keep his seat in Parliament. This is why the judge painstakingly read the sentence out word for word, which means that she wanted to make sure that this case is airtight when it came to, when it is going on appeal. So they'll look at the prospects of success for this going on appeal. So there's a lot of things at play over here. But when I did the judgment stream, I thought that you'll probably be found guilty of some of the things, but then I was like, he's not going to go to jail. But then after I actually read the prescribed sentences, because a lot of the sentences are maximum of 15 years, but then the Amendment Act states that a prescribed sentence of 15 years if you discharge a semi-automatic or an automatic, and in his case, it was an assault rifle. So the prescribed sentence is 15 years. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Anyway, to the, how many of you are here now? To the 3,000 people, smash that like button right now.
Yeah.
And then please subscribe.
On Truth Report.
It's absolutely free. It's not going to cost you anything. Just click the subscribe button down there. And then if you would like to support this channel and if you would like to become a member, which gives you access to one live stream a week.
All right. I think it sounds like, it sounds like the hearing has been postponed. I don't want to, it sounds like that. The live stream on SABC is still going, so I'm going to wait a bit and see. I kind of missed what the judge said there, but she said we're adjourned for now, which obviously means they're stopping proceedings. I have no information yet on what the reason is why they had to stop, but they were talking about a witness that the witness didn't want to be on camera. The witness didn't want to be photographed. And this is all the pre-sentencing hearing. So who knows right now? Well, obviously there are people that know. So I'm just waiting to see if because SABC has not cut their live stream off yet, which tells me that they could be on a break. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and we do have some guests that are going to join on this live stream in a moment. I'm going to be joined by Sama. You guys know the Sama Sambit. And hopefully he'll join me soon. And hopefully we'll have some other guests joining us as well to discuss what is going on with the Julius sentencing. I see a lot of you already commenting, saying he's not going to go to jail. And then, like Ronaldo said, though, there's like a 15-year prescribed sentencing. Who knows what or the amount of jail time he's going to get. I have a feeling this proceeding is going to be postponed. So I don't know. I don't think he's going to see the inside of a jail cell. If I'm completely honest with you guys. But we'll see. Let me just see what else Ronaldo is talking about. Okay. It seems like there is a break in the sentencing hearing. I'll show you guys because Ronaldo also just said that once they go back, he will go back to the stream. So he's also waiting. So it seems that there is a break in the court proceedings. Sorry, just trying to show you guys that this is still happening. There we go. So as you can see here, they're still live. If you look here, that red bar is still going. It says live here. So they are still going to go live or come back to it. So I'll hang around until they do. Let's see, and hopefully we'll get some guests on for you guys. I tried to reach out to Mark Oppenheimer. Unfortunately, he is not available. So we'll try and have someone else that maybe knows the law a little bit better than I do to explain what's going on. Let me get to some of the comments. By the way, those of you that are watching, thank you guys so much for joining the stream, for watching the stream. Like I said, as soon as the SABC live stream goes back, I will pop it on. We're going to see the sentencing of Julius today. Put in your comments, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think he's going to go to jail at all? Do you think he's going to get 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 10 months, 15 years, 2 years? We'll see. I'm going to get to some of the comments that are coming in. So Rev says, I'm praying he gets at least 12 months plus 5 years suspended sentence plus 1 million rand fine. I think that's I think that's a slap on the wrist. Yeah, so today's the day we see politicians go to jail. Hopefully. I think Julius does deserve to go to jail. What he did was illegal. He broke the law, and politicians are not above the law. Gavin, thank you for joining. Hello, Gavin. How are you? And is the witness Ms. Zuma? I have no idea. They didn't say. I think they're also not going to mention their name, so we won't know. They're not going. The witness doesn't want to be seen. They're willing to be obviously audio, but cameras must not be on this witness that doesn't want to be on video. So there you go. Good morning, all, from Adele Wilson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. What do you think the sentencing is going to be? So yeah, let's see. They still haven't gone live. I think they're just I know that a lawyer or an advocate was standing to the judge and saying that he needed 10 minutes to get his stuff together. Why his stuff wasn't together like before the proceedings, I have no idea. Typical. So now the judge said, okay, well, let's adjourn for now. So, and with courts, you never know. It could be 10 minutes, it could be half an hour, it could be an hour. I thought they were only going to start at 10, but they started a bit earlier. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Yeah, so I've just got word that we're going to have someone join us in a moment. So we just got to be patient for that. Hopefully we'll have him. Sama is supposed to basically join us just now. So we're just waiting for him. And we'll have a chat. Calls. You know, if you had to read these names like literally, right, it would be C0NG0 Chris, Congo Chris. Keep up the good work, Uncle Joe. Thank you. Why are you calling me uncle? That makes me feel so old. I'm not that old. Do I look old? I don't know. Let's see what George says. George says if he's not jailed, it could be used in future similar cases, could be disbarred. All the charges is punishable by jail time without option of a fine. Okay, that's good to know. So he can't be fined. This is Julius we're talking about, though, and I think one of the interesting things about this case, and even though he was sentenced to like he was found guilty, sentencing still going to happen. If he was found guilty, and I think one of the most interesting things about this whole case is that he's part of the GSC, right? So he has a say on judges and all that stuff. He has to interview judges, and some judges are, they don't want to piss him off. They don't want to make him upset because they want to excel in their career. So yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting, and I wonder if this judge is scared of him. So yeah, we'll see. For those of you who may not know what is going on in terms of the case, let me just very quickly remind you of what is going on. So Julius Malema was found guilty for I'll show you here. So let's see. Malema returns to court for pre-sentencing in firearm case. So those of you who don't remember, a while ago in a rally, Julius shot at a firearm at a rally in a public place. There were people there. AgriForum took them to court, and they're going to court in East London. EFF leader Julius Malema will appear in the East London Magistrates Court for pre-sentencing. He was convicted of violating the Firearms Control Act last October. The court found him guilty of unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, discharging a firearm in a built-up area, reckless engagement. So those were the charges he was found guilty of. Malema fired a rifle in the air during an EFF rally held in Dunstane in 2018. So this was 2018, quite a few years ago. It's crazy to think it's almost 10 years ago. Almost. The crowds cheered back then, and they are expected to show up for their leader once more in court. And they did. They showed up quite a lot. They were in their droves yesterday, trying to support their leader. And I don't think a lot of these EFFers know why they're even there. They just go because, well, they're bussed in, And it's all an attempt to make the public think that the EFF is heavily supported, but the EFF is a dying party. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this guy, or Julius rather. Let me try and see if I can find a picture, because I think this is AI, but I think we will see Julius in this court right now, and I really want to see if he looks like this. I'm trying to find the image. Let me see if I can find it on social media quickly, because I mean, I think this is AI. Julius. Sorry, guys, just gonna find it. Here's footage of the shooting. If you guys wanna, I'll show it to you now. And it's amazing how that court day went. Like what Julius's basically his what do you call it? Arguments were like it was a toy gun, all that stuff, like which obviously the courts didn't fall for, thank goodness. So what do you guys think of this? I'm not saying I feel sorry for the guy, but do you guys think this is Julius? Look at that. This is apparently a recent photo of him at a radio interview. I think it's AI. What do you guys think? I think it's AI. Do you guys think it's AI? Like, I'm interested to see Julius in the courtroom right now when they get back and see if he really looks like this, because I think this is AI. I don't think this is real. But a lot of people are saying that that it's real. And I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. No, it looks like AI. I thought so. Yeah, I agree with that. That's his twin. Shame. Yeah. So let's see if, I mean, that will be a true tell, right? Like if we see him in the courtroom and he looks like this, that'll be interesting to see. Let me show you what he's in jail for those of you who may not remember or didn't realize or are curious what this court case is all about. I just saw the video here. I'm going to play it for you guys. All right, so let's get this one up here. So again, this was a rally in 2018, and this was a gun handed to Julius. That's Julius holding the gun right there, and this is what he does. Don't need to show that again. So yes, that's why he is currently in, or there's this court case against him. It looks like he shot a real gun to me, and you're not allowed to do that. That's against the law. You're not allowed to shoot a gun in public like that. And once again, the charges that he's facing, or that he was found guilty of, the court found him guilty of unlawful possession of the firearm and ammunition, discharging a firearm in a built-up area, and reckless endangerment. So he should go to jail for a while, I think. At least, I don't know, 5 years? How awesome would it be if he misses the next elections? Although in South Africa, for a politician to go to jail is not exactly like, it almost feels like politicians who go to jail is like a rite of passage, if that makes sense. Like it's a credential for them. So yeah, Chris saying brr, bah. So we'll see what happens. Brr, bah. All right, so that's why we are waiting for the sentencing. There's still, SABC is still live, but they have not returned to the court, it seems. So yeah. Like I said, we will have people joining us to talk about the sentencing. I'm still waiting to hear from some of the guests that might join us. They are going to join us. I like what Silver says here. Malema will never be in jail. I have a funny feeling that's what's going to happen. Like, I think like once they come back today, like it's going to be postponed, and it's really going to suck because we've seen this before, right? We've seen many different court cases get postponed time and time again for idiotic reasons, and I don't know why. I don't know. Well, we know why, but what I mean is like it's interesting how that happens. So I'm still waiting for you guys' predictions here. A lot of you saying he's not going to go to jail, which I kind of agree with. If they can sentence him over a year to get out of parliament, it will be great. I don't think a year is enough, though. I think they need to sentence him for longer than a year. Don't you think? I think he needs to be in jail for a while. It's going to be interesting too. Like, what's going to happen to the EFF? Like, if he goes to jail, that party, I don't think there's anybody who can carry that party. Shivambo is gone. His little water boy is gone. Like, there's nobody left in the EFF that's influential anymore. So if Julius goes to jail, I say that's the end of EFF. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the end of EFF if Julius goes to jail? Even if it's just for a year, maybe that would be enough. So yeah. Jesse Jacobs saying the judge should be fearless and execute the law fairly. She must not buckle under public pressure. Well, if you read her judgment, or if you were part of that judgment reading, she was very detailed. Her judgment was excellent, absolutely excellent, and she knew she had to be extremely detailed. And again, probably the best part of all is that she's trying to uphold the law, which is what you want in a judge. I don't know if you guys want to hear the last hearing, but let's actually see here what I can. I think an interesting thing to look at would be what happened yesterday. How they brought in so many people to support Julius. Let's have a look at how the Eastern Cape magistrates and other areas looked like yesterday. So if we look here, I'm going to show this. I'm going to pop this up. And probably get some videos as well. But let's see. Let's see here. Sure. Okay, let's zoom in, magnify, enhance. At the stage. Here we go. So, pics of EFF supporters mobilized ahead of Malema's sentencing in East London. October last year, Malema was found guilty of violating gun laws. Blah blah blah. See, they just bust these people in, right? That's all they do. But I'm curious to see. I can't believe they still have budget for this. Like, if you think about it, like EFF is a dying party, but they still have budget for this. Beach in this East London was painted red with hundreds of EFF supporters swimming in party regalia. So they went to them and were like, "Hey guys, you want to go for a swim? Just wear this. Wear this red shirt, and we can go for a swim. Let's go for a beach day, guys." Let's see. There's some footage here.
Yeah, they actually got
Not as much as I thought there would be. Look at this. There's like what? I wouldn't say hundreds went to the beach, but then again, maybe this is just one angle. Oh, they have interviews with some of the.
Today we are here to support our CIC as the pre-sentencing yawe. So we are here to support our president.
Why did you come so far from Venda to here?
We came so far. Ri khou believe uri support yashu I ḓo vhonala tshitshavhani. People will be able to see uri zwithu zwine zwa vha uri zwi khou itea zwithu zwa ngo it's just political. Ndi zwithu zwine zwa vha uri zwi khou tou iteliwa u distractor kubveledzele kwawe. So the more we come in numbers, namusi ri khou bva kule, ndi u bring awareness to show a ri pengi roṱhe ri nga si bve roṱhe hone ra bva hone ri khou ḓo support zwithu zwine ra zwi ḓivha uri a si zwone zwo khakhea.
Yeah, I obviously don't understand a word she's saying, but I can deduce that it's probably around the same kind of points that they've been saying for a while. Oh, the system's racist, white men this, apartheid, and I don't know, just support our CIC. Following blindly, basically. I don't think thousands of Malema supporters travel across South Africa to stand with EFF leader. Thousands. You see this headline, thousands. They want you to believe that thousands of people traveled. I wish I could have been on the ground here, because I would have asked them, how did you get here? I want to know, how exactly did you pay money? Did you get on a flight? Did you pay taxi fare? Did you get on a flight? Like, where are you from? Oh, you're from like Northern Cape? Okay, well then, did you get on a plane to get here? Did you travel by bus to get here? I would have loved to have asked these individuals that question. I bet you that a lot of them, we would have different answers. And a lot of them would have said they were probably bussed in by the party themselves. And that would tell you a lot about what this whole thing is that, and we all know this, right? Like that the EFF just basically busses people in to give the illusion that Julius is heavily supported. But he's obviously not. Like I said, the party is a dying party. Has the stream stopped? Hold on, guys. I think they stopped the stream. Let me just check here. No, they haven't. Okay, cool. It's still going. Nothing. I mean, let me show you, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm not showing the stream. It's just that SABC still has the stream on like a pause, if that makes sense. So let's go here and show you guys exactly. So there, it's still live. It's still live, but they said they were gonna. I mean, this thing could be adjourned until 12 o'clock. I don't know. I definitely can't stay here until 12 o'clock. So, but we'll see. The comment section in this SABC is very lit. So yeah, we'll see. Give it a few more minutes. Give it a few more minutes. Would you guys like to hear the last hearing? Maybe that might be something good to go over. Let me see some of the comments coming through. Kom rek jou bek. says this is why South Africa is where it is at, supporting criminal and blaming apartheid. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say, the whole of South Africa does that. It's just the politicians and unfortunately duped people that are that don't understand the reality that exists in South Africa. So Yako saying slap on the wrist. Yeah, probably. Rent a crowd. We all know that. I believe they were transported in buses. Northwest Province had sent 11 buses. Wow. That again, where are they getting this budget from? Where are they getting this budget from? That's what I want to know. A dying party is getting all this funding because this isn't cheap. This is petrol, and I'm sure these people are paid. So, not a chance. Probably not a chance he's gonna go to jail. So, it's amazing though. Eh? It's gonna be. I think this is a very important case because it's going to be very interesting if he doesn't go to jail. And I don't mean that in a good way. What I'm saying is, what about the laws? I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be super upset about this. A lot of people that are going to be like, he broke the law. No one's holding him accountable. It's super unfair. I don't think we're going to see rioting over it, but it's really going to change the mood, I think, in South Africa. To be blatantly shown that a politician can get away with that the laws in this country don't apply to a politician. It's worrying. It's worrying because how far then will a politician go? How far can a politician go? If there's no boundaries, what then? And we really do live in a lawless country, and that should alarm a lot of people. But if he does go to jail, then I think some hope might be restored, right? I don't know, but then what if he goes for 6 months to jail? You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you guys this: for those of you that are watching in the comment section, would you be okay if Julius goes to jail for less than a year? Would you be happy with that? Less than a year, do you think that is a fair punishment? Do you think it should be more? Because look at what happened to Zuma. I don't believe Zuma even saw the inside of a jail cell, to be honest. I think everything was PR and he was in his house the whole time. That's just my little conspiracy brain going there. But for Julius, let's say he gets sentenced today. Do you think less than a year is enough? I'm already getting some comments in saying no. No. Yeah, and I would agree with you. I think minimum. We're in 2026, 2027, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. 2030 minimum, 5 years minimum. I want him to miss the next elections. I want EFF to die a very slow and painful death, because if he's in jail during the election season, I don't think the EFF is going to make it. I don't think it's got a captain. I don't think it's got anything. My worry, though, is that if he is sentenced to 5 years or 10 years or whatever the case may be, my worry is that we might see riots like we saw with the July riots, the Zuma and all that stuff. So, but it has been reported that depending on the sentencing that happens today, he will take it up to with the Supreme Court or the Constitutional Court. Like, he's going to appeal it. So this isn't the end. No matter what happens today, it will be appealed. I think he is going to be sentenced to go to jail. He'll appeal it. Then there'll be another court date, and someone that again, he's part of the GSC, right? JSC. So judges are going to be like, oh, well, if I want a future in my career, I don't want to be the one who sentences Julius to jail. Such a corrupt system. However, it's going to be very interesting to see what the Constitutional Court or Supreme Court or whatever, how they kind of wiggle their way out of that. Like, what could you possibly say? It is so blatantly obvious that he broke the law. So how can you, with video evidence, just ignore it and be like, nah, it's okay. You won't see, you'll just get like, house arrest. Really? House arrest? No. You're not allowed to leave your house for like 6 months or a year or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at the previous time we saw Julius in the courts, which would have been his hearing, his judgment. Just trying to look for it. 1 second. Yeah, judgment. There we go. All right, let's have a look at the judgment. This isn't a long clip. Let's have a listen here.
Magistrate began the day by reading from the testimony of Colonel Mgedlega, one of the state's ballistic experts. His evidence focused on whether the firearm handed in as evidence had been tampered with, as insinuated by the state.
The witness testified that based on what he examined and found, it was clear that the breech block of rifle CN SPA 249-14 was changed after it had been discharged the cartridge known as .223 Remington cartridge in this case. He added that it was changed before it was submitted to the laboratory. The witness testified that although the breech block had been changed, it did not affect the outcome of his findings because despite the breech block not belonging to the said particular firearm, the firearm was working perfectly and he was still able to link the cartridge case that he had received with this particular firearm.
Magistrate Toinette Olivier then highlighted further evidence from the state's ballistic expert. The court heard details of cartridge markings found during the analysis.
Markings on the neck and no similar markings were found on the rest of the cartridge. He, however, explained that the neck and the neck chamber area is where marks were found. That is also contained in his working case docket.
The magistrate also returned to the testimony of the last witness in the trial, Malema himself. During his testimony, accused one had told the court that what appeared in the video was simply a performance.
He explained that what is seen in the
So it went from a toy gun to a performance, right? Like that was it was just a performance. It was just a performance. It was like blanks in the gun. No real bullets. Toy gun. Pew pew. and it's just a performance. Just a performance, guys. Just a performance. Let's see what she said about that.
video, he is firing a toy gun. It is an act and used to excite people, and it is nicer for the people who are in attendance. For that reason, he fired a toy gun on stage. He also stated at the 10th celebration, the stage was actually lifted up as the act of the celebration. Video clip 2 was viewed. Mr. Malema explained that there's a magazine, as the idea was to create the impression that it was a real gun, as the ones used in movies.
Magistrate Olivia will continue delivering judgment on Wednesday when she's expected to make her ruling. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 40.
And there you go. Wow, right? Wow, absolutely. So, all right. So I just got word that our guest is going to be joining us. The Sama Sambit is joining. So we'll get his thoughts on all this in just a moment. Just letting him know that we are ready for him to join. The Sama Sambit, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be with us in just a moment. Looking over at the live stream of SABC, still no word on when they are coming back or if they are back. So we'll hang tight until they do. But yeah, looking at that clip of the Last Judgment, all that stuff, I think it's laughable that there was a comment here that said, and I'll get to my point now, Joe, it's a 15-year minimum sentence. I know, but we've seen crazy things happen before. And that's my point. Like, what if he doesn't get that? What if somehow, because this is probably what's going to happen. Ronaldo said this. He's going to appeal it, which means the judgment falls away until the appeal hearing is done. And then if it's at the Supreme Court, he's going to appeal it again if it doesn't go his way. We've seen this before. We've seen this with many court cases where Julius doesn't win them. He appeals them, and it'll just keep going until the Constitutional Court. And then that's where it's really going to be interesting. That's what's really going to, where not just South Africa, well, South Africa and the world are going to see if there is law and order in this country. And if he doesn't go to jail, I mean, 15 years, I doubt he's going to get that. Like, I just, because of his position, because of what he does, because of him being part of the JSC, I think he's going to get a somewhat slap on the wrist. And it's going to upset people. But you're going to have that argument, well, at least he's still going to jail. I want him to go for 15 years. That'd be awesome. Finally. But we just don't know. We don't know what the courts we've seen. I mean, the Constitutional Court ruled that kill the boer is not hate speech. We have seen some crazy stuff happening. No, I don't want anyone to like him. I don't care, honestly, if you like him or you don't like him. I don't care which side you're on. I just know that the stuff he says and the stuff he spews is not right. I think kill the boer should be hate speech, labeled as hate speech. Absolutely, 100%. There's no. I think he's a very dangerous politician. I really do. So yeah. Let's see. One of 44 saying hola, Jose Emilio, and I've just seen that our guest is in studio.
What's good, man?
That's good, Sama. How are you?
Not too shabby, not too. I mean, I was doing well, got a new haircut, got my suit on for the live stream, and I was doing pretty well until I saw this bozo saying, "You don't like Malema, then why are you making money on his court in the public comment section?" And the only way I can answer that is we're trying to change the narrative here. If nobody is making money about taking Malema to court, then who else is going to know that Malema is nothing but an egotistical maniac who's ran away from SARS all his life, who's ran away from tax and has stolen from old people through VBS all his life, has benefited through the most shady fuel tenders called BBT and so forth you could ever imagine. If we don't genuinely come here and make money off of Malema going to court, then how else are people supposed to know that the man we're dealing with here is an egotistical maniac who runs a cult of black supremacists who genuinely believe the only path to a true and better South Africa is for the extermination of white people, and who also believe that the only path to a better South Africa is by taking others' land with zero compensation? How are we supposed to change the way you think? How are we supposed to increase your single-digit IQ if you don't expect us to live stream Malema going to jail as a symbol of South Africa moving in a better direction? Sorry for cutting you off there, Joe. I just had to address that comment because it was almost as ridiculous as the barbers not being open by the time I arrived there. I had to wait for a very long time, which is why I was late for this live stream. Thanks for inviting me. And people are saying Malema's got a 15-year minimum sentence. Let me tell you something. Malema's not you and you are not Malema. The person, I can see you, the person who commented that, Joe, it's a 15-year minimum sentence. It's not, because he's Julius Malema. You're not Julius Malema. If it was your ass in there, it would have, yeah, this guy, guns out there. If it was your ass in there, it would have been a 15-year minimum sentence because nobody gives a fuck. But now that it's Malema in there, who has thousands protesting outside, which could possibly lead to chaos on top of the protest against transport drivers who keep killing our children despite being paid to transport them, I don't even think Malema's gonna get a sentence. I don't even think so. And thank you, Alts123, for saying, if you don't like the stream, then leave. It's perfect. The Truth Report is here to tell the truth. We are not here to live stream because people like it. We are not here to live stream for the views. We are live streaming because this is a very pivotal moment. I myself, as a YouTuber, can relate to Joe Emilio when he says he doesn't like Malema and so forth. If I was Joe Emilio, I would hate Malema myself as well. Because Malema has a beef with Joe Emilio or people like Joe Emilio simply because of the color of their skin, right? Unfortunately, if your skin color is not black, you have a problem with the EFF. We cannot live in a South Africa like that. And it's an unfortunate reality. If somebody who looks like Joe Emilio posted on X, I'm not saying literally looks like him, I'm saying same skin color or same nationality. If somebody like you posted on X, an EFF member would jump in attacking you, not because you said anything wrong. You calling Malema Mr. VBS is nothing non-factual at all. It's almost as factual as me being black, because it's true. He's stolen money from old people and he used it to buy mansions in Sandton. Fine. There's nothing wrong with what you posted. But knowing that somebody from the EFF is going to come and attack you is the mere problem we have in South Africa. And that's why you and I are here, sir. Gilande Bruin says maximum sentence and no longer allowed into parliament. I'm sorry, you sound like a very pretty woman or man.
Well, to your point, Summer, look at this one. Idiots, I'm out of here.
All right. Hey, Paghetto, idiots, I'm out of here. All right, so this sounds like somebody who doesn't want Malema to go to jail. Listen, we're not gonna, remember, as much as we tell the truth is also an opinion. So we're not here to change the way you think. We are here to change the narrative. So if it takes that you still believe in Malema but your friend doesn't, we've still done our job. Remember, the aim is to get majority of South Africa to be on our side, so that we can get these.
I think he said Malema too many times and now.
Corrupt cronies to jail. And guess what? Watch this, Joe. Watch this. The guy who said, idiots, I'm out of here, that Zuma went to jail in 2021. I can tell you that. Does anybody remember 2021? Anybody? Joe, do you remember what happened in 2021? What happened in 2021?
Yep. Riots.
You still remember, like, Zuma going to jail and so forth?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he went to jail. I don't think he saw the inside of a jail cell. Can you just put on some headphones? Sorry, man. There's a bit of an echo.
Oh, I see. Is there an echo on my side?
Yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that. I just need to get my headphones. But before I do that, I
Cool.
just need to finish this one point before I forget about it because I
Okay.
have the IQ of a baby penguin. So, when Zuma went to jail, quote unquote, when Zuma went to jail, everybody was rioting. You want to know what's funny? The same people who were rioting was the same group of people who were actually rooting for Zuma to go to jail. The same people will say, Zuma, time to go to jail, buddy. And then when he goes to jail, his Nepo baby daughter is going to say, oh no, my father is having an injustice done to him. And then everybody riots and starts stealing everything. What is wrong with you people? What do you want? So as much as we're the good guys and want Malema to go to jail, the people watching this are just as guilty because it is your fault people like Malema are not in jail. Because you're the same people that will watch our videos, that will click the like button, that will click the subscribe button, and the moment Malema goes to jail, you make this country ungovernable because of your mere indiscipline. Your mere indiscipline is why people like Malema and Zuma don't go to jail. Because of the mere fact that you will change your mind the moment justice is actually served to them. And not only because of that, oh, I see Psycho Billy saying, Summer, relax, bro. Grab a pillow, lie back, and chill. I don't know how to take that, whether that's an insult or a compliment, but my pillow's right here. I'll take it once I've gotten my headphones, if I feel like it again. But for now, I just gotta hammer that point about Zuma and Malema in. The same people who are rooting for him to go to jail, I'm seeing people saying Malema must go to jail, will be the same people saying he should be released once he's in there, and will start stealing from our shops, causing riots, raping our women, selling drugs to our children. So I don't understand the counterproductivity in terms of talking here. Like this dude saying, I want what Summer had in his coffee. That mad is on fire. Well, I didn't have coffee this morning. I actually didn't have anything. Again, I was by the barber. So you want to be as crazy as I am? Don't eat anything and go to a barber that takes forever. All right, Joe, I'll be back with you just now. Just got to get my headphones.
No worries. All right. So that's a nice rant from someone, but he'll be back in a moment. Let him get it to all headphones up. So we will check in with SABC. Let's see if there's still something happening there. They're still live, but no live streaming yet. They're really taking a while here. I hope. Well, the original stream was supposed to start at 10. They started a bit early. I'm hoping that now that it's 10 o'clock, they're gonna start the stream again. So let's see what happens. When Sama comes back, I want to ask him what he thinks is going to happen. Does he think that Julius is going to be or receive the maximum? He kind of alluded to it now. That's probably not going to happen. But we shall see. I just want to let's see. Is he ready? How's it looking, buddy?
All right,
Sama?
by the looks of things, it's all good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great, and there's no echo. Thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, I'm back, bitches.
So
let's see what you can do.
All right, so the stream hasn't come back yet. So basically what happened, Sama, just to fill you in, there was like a brief court hearing, I don't know how else to put it, where the judge was taking some information from the advocates, and there's a witness that doesn't want to be on camera, blah, 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 blah. But basically the judge said, we're going to adjourn for now. And SABC still has their live stream on. They originally had it for 10 a.m. It is 10 a.m. now. They're still not back. But the stream is still happening. It's still live. I assume that they're waiting for the courts to come back. So when they do come back, we'll jump onto that. In the meantime, I've been told that the EFF spokesperson has made a comment. So I want to put up that, and then we can kind of like live react to that. I think
All
that's
right,
going
sure.
to be a good video to react to. But before I bring
let's
it
see
up,
the nonsense he spewed.
before I bring it up, What's your
Yeah.
take on this? Do you think Julius is going to be sentenced 15 years? Do you think he's going to receive one? I know you had a whole rant about it now, but short and sweet, what is your prediction? What do you think is going to happen? Because I do know that he's probably going to appeal what happens, but how do you think? Do you think that Julius is ever going to see the inside of a jail cell?
Right. There's a reason why people like myself have become very nonchalant to chaos. Because when you've grown up in environments I've grown up in, and you've lived with hardcore EFF supporters and black supremacists, you realize one thing: you always prepare yourself for the worst. So I'm the type of kid who would be waiting in class with a classroom of, individuals and children that were misbehaving, knowing the teacher was coming. And when the teacher was coming, I'd expect the worst. My friend in class would ask me, "You think we're getting homework today? Lots and lots of homework?" And I'd say, "Yeah, it's what I expect. The least I expect is us to go home free because we were also misbehaving." So that's the same mindset I carried throughout my entire life. And that's the same mindset I carry with Malema. You want to be a good, business person, always expect the worst so that you can prepare for it. That's why the Truth Report has you and myself live streaming right now. We're live streaming right now because we expect at least something to be done, but at the same time, we're not expecting what we think. So a lot of people here in the comment section being riled up saying, yes, the minimum sentence is 15 years. Yes, Malema's actually going to go to jail. Yes, his supporters are going to know what it feels to actually be held accountable for their actions. Yes, 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 yes. We love Joe Emilio. We love Summer. Thank you for the fight you've put in. Thank you for you guys going viral on talking valid points about why Malema should be in jail besides this gunpoint thing. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for standing up for all the other journalists that have been screwed over by Malema, like the BBC one who was embarrassed in 2010 at the ANC press conference. Thank you. Yes, 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 Malema's going to jail. Now, here's the thing. I always say expect the worst out of a situation. Before Malema was, found guilty, when everybody was finding out what his verdict was, I remember being in a live stream with Ronaldo, and we disagreed with each other. Ronaldo said, "I think Malema's going to be found guilty. There's way too many charges against him in this case. There's way too many witnesses." I said, "No, I don't think he's going to be found guilty because, again, this man lives in a different world than all of us, than you and myself. If this was a regular citizen in court charged for illegal possession of a firearm, then I would say obviously he's going to be guilty unless he's got a great lawyer or he has some fantastic alibi to get people to fall asleep to. The mere fact that it's Julius Malema and Julius Malema has the connections Julius Malema has, I did not expect him to be found guilty. I even said it in a video after he was found guilty. I said, wow, for the very first time, perhaps I was proven wrong. Because all the points I was noting down before the verdict was decided were leading to the fact that he won't be found guilty. But then, what you realize is there is a little glimmer of hope in South African justice. And because there is a glimmer of hope, I think there will be a little sentence done, but again, I expect the worst with corrupt crony elites like Julius Malema. People like Zuma and people like him, I honestly expect Malema to get 0 years in prison, or just a few months, or he's gonna get a decent amount of time, the EFF will cause chaos, and then he's gonna be let out. Because remember, the Department of Justice is doing this while trying to avoid chaos. Because as we speak, the reason why they are starting late is because people think, here's the thing, people think they're starting late because, oh, Julius Malema takes time and this is how South Africa is, they always start late with stuff. No, it's not why. They're starting late because there's a group of maniacs outside the East London court who are protesting and genuinely saying, we are going to cause chaos if we hear that our commander-in-chief, our leader, goes to jail. That's why they're trying to calm the crowd down before they can actually say something. The judge can't get in there reading something knowing that she's not even going to be heard because of the amount of chaos that's happening outside. So they're trying to just calm everything down. But honestly speaking, Joe, my prediction is I think Malema either won't go to jail at all or he's going to get a very small one, maybe at maximum a year. That's my prediction, honestly. I'm never the guy to be deluded with, sweet nothings in my ear and say, yes, Malema's found guilty, he's going to go to jail. No, these people have a way of doing things. They can shock you real good. When everyone was saying, yeah, Zuma, it's time to go to jail, bruv. It's time to go to jail, buddy. Look what happened. Riots, he was out of jail faster than you could, make some toast in the morning. So That's what I think. What do you think?
I think I kind of agree with you. I think he will get a. This is what I see happening. He's going to get sentenced today, or pre-sentence, or whatever you call it. He's going to get, maybe they'll say the maximum, not the maximum, minimum, 15 years, and then he's going to appeal it, and then it's going to go to eventually it's going to go to the Constitutional Court. That's what's going to get interesting, because he's part of the GSC, and there are judges that they want their careers to be fruitful, and Julius has the power to fire them, to end their careers, and so that's where I think things are really going to be interesting, in a test to South Africa, or for South Africa, for the South African government, and justice system, whether or not it is really for the rule of law, or if it's, you're a person in high power, then you can do whatever you want. You can break the law, and you'll get a slap on the wrist, and work the system in your favor. Look, at the end of the day, he's going to do whatever he can to not go to jail. And even if they rule for him to go to jail, look at what happened with Zuma, right? He was supposed to go to jail, then he got contempt of court. He went to jail. He went to jail because of the contempt of court. People forget about that. A lot of people think like, oh no, he went to jail for corruption. No, first of all, he didn't go to jail for corruption. He never went to jail for corruption. He went to jail for contempt of court. And even then, I don't think he was in jail. I think he did the fingerprint stuff, and then he was sent back home, and he was staying at home, house arrest, for however long it was. And that's it. Like, he got a slap on the wrist. Now he's got a new political party, and I think the same thing's going to happen with Julius. I don't think there's going to be real justice, unfortunately, because these guys have the power to dodge all this stuff. But that's my prediction. So let's have a look at what the spokesperson said. Sam, are you still with us? Sama?
I was muted there. Sorry about that. I was
Okay.
saying I'm right here. Yeah, I
Okay, cool.
mute. So, by the way, I'm just muting so that any of the background noise, from like out the window or so forth, doesn't get into the live stream. So, I just mute
All right,
now.
cool. No
I'll be
worries.
muting now and again. All right.
All right, cool. No worries. Let's have a listen to what the spokesperson of the EFF said today.
We
Or
have
was
our
it
eyes and ears
yesterday?
all across East London. So Stima Mfeku, he is where the majority of the supporters are right now. I can tell you the streets around the Magistrates Hall are busy and filling up, but it's over to you, Stima.
Well, Sakina, without taking it any further, I'm going to quickly bring in the spokesperson of the EFF, Thembi Msane. Thembi, thank you very much for your time. Just now, Sakina was speaking to, was getting legal advice and a legal opinion that is suggesting that this matter, or the allegations, or the charges against Julius Malema are in fact have a very big gravity. Just speak to us about your anticipation as the EFF and maybe the preparations ahead of the pre-sentence hearing.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your viewers at home. As the EFF, we are not expecting anything from this judge. Nothing will shock us.
Could I add in there
from this
before the
race.
thing continues? Right. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that for the people watching and everything. I didn't mean to cut it off like what some of our petty streamers do in this country. What I wanted to do here is to prove the point I said earlier. Remember when I said the reason why they're delaying this is because of the chaos outside? Can everybody do me a favor? So Joe and everybody watching, can you do me a favor and look at everybody who's outside that court? And bear in mind, I can tell you, not all these people are unemployed. These people are people who go to work, mothers that stay at home, and mothers who just took their kids to school. These people, if I'm correct, were out here since 4 a.m. And you want to tell me that you think they can start as early as they were supposed to when you have these EFF supporters outside waiting to hear the verdict. So what the security had to do is they first had to organize all of that and make sure that things are okay. Because they know what can happen when the worst happens. When they actually say Malema has a sentence. They know what happened in 2021. So they're trying to keep everything in order. They're trying to let the Department of Justice be the Department of Justice and still be the highest ones in the room and actually do the talking. Yeah, so just wanted to add that.
Okay. It's a good point.
This judge, but we are ready for any sentence that she will hand down. We are here with fighters from every province in the country. They are here to support the commander-in-chief because as we know, this is a politically motivated case. The Oval House said that why is President Julius Malema not arrested? Why is he not in jail? And they are using this case, which is more than 8 years old, in order to prosecute him and to put him behind bars, thinking that this will stop the EFF from being the voice of the voiceless in South
I want to stop it there because she's saying that the Oval Office and all that. Julius has been a problem before the Oval Office. He's broken many laws and gotten away with it.
Dude, you literally read the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say that. They're acting like this man is a 19-year-old kid who just started stealing.
It just shows you the level of manipulation that these individuals have gone through. Like what they believe is not in actual reality, right? And the hatred towards the Americans or Trump or what have you. Because again, EFF is communist, so they see America as like an evil capitalist, white-run kind of country. So for them, the ideology is that our guy does nothing wrong. He's constantly being attacked by the imperialists or whatever they call them, the capitalists. And so, you know, this is an 8-year-old case. Yeah, it's an 8-year-old case because the courts are slow. Like,
exactly.
Just because it's 8 years old doesn't mean it's not relevant.
A bad thing. Exactly. Why are they saying that like it's a good thing? Oh, it's just an 8-year-old case. Nothing much is going to happen. It's an 8-year-old case because your Department of Justice is incompetent. They're illiterate. They've been treating this case like they cannot read. I don't know what there is there to be proud of. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Let's see what else.
Africa and the diaspora.
This case dates back to 2018. I mean, the incident, the meeting with the president and the United States President Donald Trump was recently, just last year, towards the end of the year. How then do you connect the two? The incident happening in 2018, the charges opened against Julius Malema in 2018, and the meeting that had happened and the opinions that had come out of the Oval House.
The judge had nothing on President Julius Malema. As you can see that...
Wait. The judge had nothing. Right. There was video evidence.
All right. Oh, man. I love these people, bro. I love my country. I love my country. Brother.
There was video evidence. I even showed it. No, like, I showed the video evidence of Julius Malema shooting that gun at that rally. There, and how in the previous judgment that the judge was reading, that Julius's defense was it was a toy gun, and what he was trying to justify it by saying it was a performance. So the gun was a toy gun. It's used in revolutionary context, and when you fire a gun, it makes the people excited. That's
right.
That's.
Yeah, obviously. If I fire a gun like 20 times into the air in front of 20,000 people, the first instinct is obviously to jump around and continue celebrating. Genius. I completely agree with them. I agree with them. I should have worn a red shirt today. I'm just wearing black, because somebody close to us passed away, but I should have worn something red.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see what else she says.
The accused that he was accused with, accused number 2, was found not guilty, and he was said to be the one that handed over the firearm. So they are using this case, this old case which has been dragging for the past 8 years, in order to prosecute him and to make Trump happy by putting him behind bars. So they are using this case.
No, but the case is ongoing, and it has been ongoing for 8 years. It's not that they met up with Trump and then this case happened.
Exactly. You said it right there. And the thing is, all right, I'm not going to diss this lady because she's genuinely pretty. But unfortunately, I am going to diss anybody who's wrong about a certain matter, right? At least the best thing the FF could do was get an attractive female to spew garbage. Hey, respect to them. Now, the thing is, milady, this has nothing to do with Trump. This was a South African domestic matter from the very moment he started it. Why is everybody acting like someone told Malema to shoot the gun in the air or they were going to shoot him in the head? Why are they making Malema look like this great victim? He asked his white bodyguard to give him the gun, which he did not own, shoot it into the air 20 times in front of 20,000 people. And according to South African law, ladies and gentlemen, truth reporters around the globe, even this one watching from China, in South Africa, this is the law. Shooting a gun in the air in front of thousands of people is never eligible. It is never advised for any reason. There is never a scenario where it is funny or where it is necessary, unless it is in a case of self-defense or a very serious case of law enforcement. Otherwise, shooting a gun in the air in front of thousands of innocent people is never funny, no matter when it happened, no matter who did it, no matter who it happened to. So you're not gonna come and tell us that they're doing this because they wanna tell Trump that we took Malema to jail, and all of a sudden Trump is gonna cancel the tariffs and everybody's gonna be happy. Don't come and tell us that garbage, because this has been going on for 8 years. It has been going on for so long. There was a time Trump was not the president, and we were still arguing about this case in 2020 when I was in lockdown and I was in the 9th grade. I was in the 7th grade when this man was charged of the illegal possession of this firearm. Now, sir, I am in the midst of getting my college diploma. I am a truth reporter, and I just hit 65,000 subscribers, and Malema is still not in jail for any of his crimes, let alone the firearm case. Or maybe Joe Emilio thinks she's right. Let's see what Joe thinks.
No, of course, I agree with you 100%. Well, she's a spokesperson of the EFF. I mean, would we expect anything else for her to say, really? I mean, this is rhetoric from Julius. He's probably told her what to say, and it's really sad to see the brainwashing that these people have gone through. But let's see what else was said here.
And a lot have been saying that this is going to have an impact on the EFF's momentum ahead of the local government elections. Are you anticipating any, sort of impact from this particular case and maybe the judgment ahead of the election?
If anything, it will give us more support because it is a prosecution of black people as a whole. And as you can see, fighters are here in their numbers to show that nothing will change in the EFF. This movement was founded by the fighters that are here today. This movement was founded by South Africans who want economic change in their lifetime. So nothing that Trump says, nothing that this racist judge will say will ever stop the momentum of the EFF. We are going to gain numbers in 2026 local government elections. We are already government in certain municipalities of this country, and we are proving that EFF is the political party that the nation needs for them to get service delivery. So this case will not have any impact on the momentum of the economic freedom fighters' growth.
Right.
What's their percentage again? what was their percentage again?
Now notice how Joe is going below the belt, even though he doesn't have to. That's pure mockery. Absolute pure. You're torturing them like how Anthony Joshua did to Jake Paul. Come on now. They're already beaten up. They've already lost their previous elections. And now Joe Emilio is going on further by saying their percentage is even lower. Like, come on. He's kicking a dog while it's down. And you know what? I would have done the exact same thing. Because they would have done the same thing to us. What was that she said about the black people? This is persecution of... Why is she putting us into this? What on earth do we have to do with this? This is... I always had a problem with the EFF because of this. Why are they putting us into Malema's problems? Don't put us into your problems. That's like me being charged of hate speech from my channel specifically, and then I bring all of the Truth Report along with me. The Truth Report has nothing to do with my hate speech case. If there was a hate speech case charged against me, maybe I said something about the ANC they didn't like, and they want to use that against me. Why is Malema pulling us all into his situation? Is he trying to make us feel bad for him like this? Because if he is, it's not 1998 anymore. Nobody's going to fall for that. Zuma used it. Shivambu used it. Mahashule used it. Mantashe uses it every time he talks about BEE and tries to defend it. So why is Malema talking about all the black people when he's the one who had the gun and goes to jail? I'm not the one who's gonna sleep in a jail cell tonight, brother. If you're the one going to jail, I don't understand why you need to pull all of my people into it. What do you think?
I would agree with you. I don't think all of the black people in South Africa feel prosecuted or being attacked from this court case. I think a lot of black South Africans agree with what is going on in the court case, that he should go to jail. And I know that a lot of black South Africans don't agree with the rhetoric that Julius spews, and it's evident in the election results. If we look here, EFF is no longer the third biggest political party in South Africa. It is the fourth biggest political party. They fell tremendously. I think at one point they were at 15 or 14%. They've now down to 9.5%. So when she's talking about black people, she's talking about the 9.5% in South Africa. And not just in South Africa, the 9.5% of eligible voters. All right, we have to remember that it's 9%. 9% of eligible voters, which is an even smaller pool than if you took the whole of South Africa. So it's a very, very small amount of people in the bigger picture that support the EFF and their rhetoric and all this stuff. So the delusions of grandeur here are are laughable, and that's why I laughed when she said it. I was like, okay, you think you speak for everyone?
Yeah, she does. She does. I mean, look at her. She obviously thinks her looks determine whether she can speak for everybody or not. You know, like, it's actually quite a shame the EFF has reached such a point of desperation. They're resorting to pulling the same old racism card. They've done this for years, but that's what you'd expect them to do in their early stages, like what they used to do back then to get some struggle cred and some street cred and some actual votes. But then as the years go by, you'd expect them to stop doing that, because you'd expect them to see themselves as a bigger party that stands for a larger amount of black supremacists to try and get Malema out of there and that situation and his other situations as a whole. But they're not. And that's why the EFF has been losing supporters. They can't give you another reason besides, oh, this is just another attack on black people as a whole. Very soon, not all black people are as dumb as you think they are, and they'll think, all right, they're screwing us over, we're out of here. There's other parties to vote for here that don't pull the racism card and can actually give us genuine reasons to why we should vote for them. You get what I mean? Like, the EFF can never give you a genuine reason to why you should vote for them. The genuine reason they give you is because you're black and white monopoly capital is controlling South Africa and we need to overthrow them. You get what I'm saying? It's completely ridiculous. Is that what I think it is?
No, this is just some old footage of the judgment being read. Just thought we'd have it in the background while we're talking about this situation in this case. Wait, did you? I showed this image earlier. Let me bring it up again because I don't know if you saw this. Have you seen what Julius looks like recently?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
I've seen how he looks like, and I must say, I looked better in my worst days of depression.
So if we go here quickly,
look at
I don't know. I feel like it's AI. I don't know. I feel like it's AI, but I'm hoping that we will see the truth today.
This one has been exaggerated. Yeah, this one has been exaggerated. So somebody probably asked Grok to, make him look a little skinnier, just a little bit skinnier, but it's not so far from the truth, because when Malema does pull up to court, he's going to pull up soon, we're going to see his actual physical condition. And I must say, Joe, it's actually not as you're used to, right? This is how you can tell Malema's not the same. Obviously, this court case and the EFF losing power has hit him a lot. He's not getting as many bribes as he used to. He's not getting as much tender money as he used to, because tender businessmen, tenderpreneurs want to invest in a party that they can see is growing. If the EFF is not growing anymore, then no matter what I am, then there's no reason to invest in them and pay Malema, because I'm paying him for nothing. So he's obviously losing a lot of his money. People are actually catching on to the point, and the racism card is not working anymore. We're living in a South Africa where the Truth Report exists, and people like the Truth Reporters are telling people that sometimes democracy is more than race. And then people actually believe that and start thinking for themselves. And people like Malema have a problem with that, because when people start thinking for themselves, then his brainwashing tactics don't work anymore. And he starts to stress, because now how else is he going to make money? And how else is he going to start stealing from you while smiling at you and telling you that the real people stealing from you are actually the white people controlling the capital? And it's Orania. You get what I'm saying? There was a point in time in 2025 last year when Malema was constantly blaming Orania for many of the EFF's problems. And that didn't work. And then the court case hearing came in, and then he lost even more EFF supporters. The MK party ignored him when he tried to coincide and, join forces with them. He was ignored when it came to the conversations of joining the coalition. So if I was him, I'd be even skinnier because of the genuine stress I'd be under. The EFF is losing traction. The EFF is losing attention. And South Africa is starting to think now, right? We're starting to have a younger generation that's using their brains more and not emotions. It's not 2016 anymore. It's 2026, where a young person is now going to college and studying to get something decent for themselves, instead of them sitting at home and then saying the white people are taking all the money from us, right? Now, how do you convince a thinking youth like that the EFF is the number one party to go to? Ding dong, you're not. Because the EFF is for extremists who think everything should be done for them because they are black. Unfortunately, that mindset is dying today. And if that mindset dies, it means the EFF is dying. So if you are Malema, you'd stress as well, right? Like, this is crazy for him. I genuinely cannot imagine the state of being he's in. He's literally going to jail. He has a higher chance of going to jail than getting a 10% increase in votes in this year's elections. But now, here's the thing. Malema is a genius. And this could be all part of his great plan. And before the court hearing, and sorry I've been talking so long without you putting your input, but I need to tell you about this third option here. His elaborate plan that I suspect he's doing. And Ronaldo and I discussed this in our previous live stream. Everybody knows Malema is so good at brewing situations and thriving in that chaos. It is mere chaos that is the reason why the EFF were as powerful as they were at a certain point in time, being great rivals to the Democratic Alliance and the African National Congress in 2014 to about 2018. Now, why do I say this? Malema probably wants us to see him the way he is. This is probably Malema's plan. He's looking skinnier. He's looking less powerful. He's looking sad. He's looking saggy. He's looking old. He looks like he just got cheated on. Maybe that's all part of the plan. Perhaps, because here's what happens. Zuma did the same thing in 2021. He was looking old and looking saggy. And what did you have as a result? People were actually thinking, oh, snap. It doesn't matter if he was corrupt. He's old. I don't know, guys. Are we violating his human rights when we take someone like Zuma to jail? Well, you know what? I think we should riot because Zuma's having an injustice done to him. Malema could be doing the same thing. Remember, Joe, a part of struggle cred, if you want to have Mandela level struggle cred, you also got to look like garbage. You got to sell the narrative that you're being treated like garbage and you look like garbage. So imagine that Malema gets a sentencing and then he looks the way he does. It's obviously going to feed into the emotions of a younger generation. People are going to start making some Twitter posts about it. A lot of propaganda is going to start being spewed about how unfair South Africa's justice system is because they arrested people like Malema, but they didn't arrest APC and XYZ during apartheid. And then you're going to have some riots, and the EFF is actually going to get quite a handful of votes by the end of this year. That could be his only hope. But then again, it's just a little lingering thought that's in my head. What do you think? Why do you think he looks like this?
What did he looks stressed and all that stuff?
Yeah. Looks like
I
somebody
think-
ate his last slice of Albany bread.
I think the reason why he looks that way, I mean, there is some credibility to what you're saying about gaining sympathy from the public, all that stuff, and trying to look, disheveled and all that stuff. It's a common tactic when it comes to politicians that are about to face some trouble. But the thing is, like, I haven't seen what he looks like recently. You have. I haven't. All I saw is that potentially AI generated image. And if he does look like that, I think it's stress. I think it's maybe he's sickly.
Yeah.
Maybe he really is sickly. You know, because there's something you to go from looking like, you know, I guess you
Yeah.
could say,
Does everyone remember how he used to look? Like bro was
like here,
chubby.
if we look, well, not just chubby, like if we look here, this is old footage, but I mean it was last year. You know, he looks healthy. You know, like that's a pretty healthy way to look. To go from here to
Yeah.
even skinnier, what I saw earlier, like that just. I think he knows his time is up. I think he knows the EFF is done. He knows the stuff, and they're just trying to jump at straws and be as relevant as they possibly can. That's pretty much the only thing. In terms of if he's done this intentionally, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the stress is just getting to him, knowing that his party is done, and we might see the ANC or EFF. We might see them join. You know, I think, but if he goes to jail, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the EFF. Like, my prediction is that if he goes to jail, that's the end of the EFF. There's no future. They cannot operate without the captain. They cannot. There's just no way that the EFF is going to survive if Julius Malema goes to jail. And I think that's something that is weighing on him to some extent. Not that I feel any sympathy at all for him. I just think the chickens are coming home to roost. And I just want to show you, this is what he used to look like. This is what you were alluding to earlier when you said he was chubby. I think this is when he was in the ANC.
Eating those tenders.
I think he was in the ANC Youth League at this point, if I'm not mistaken. So
swearing at all
it's
the
interesting.
BBC journalists.
It's interesting how in the ANC Youth League he was chubby, but then when he went into his own party, he lost weight and got fit. So either he was, you know, ANC feeds them very well, or EFF just didn't make enough money to keep up with his appetite. Who knows?
Well, what I do think happened is he had to find another way to stop SARS chasing him. Because as a politician for a very long time, he wasn't earning more than 500,000 Rand. But bro was buying 5 million Rand properties like buying peanuts at the local spaza. So he had to find a new way to stop having people raise their eyebrows at him. And one of the ways was genuinely getting healthy. If you get healthy and you genuinely look like somebody that doesn't earn much, then people stop raising eyebrows at you. When you see that picture there you just showed, Malema at the ANC Youth League, Malema was not earning more than 100,000 Rand here. But why does everybody remember Malema being so rich at this period of time? I'll tell you why. Because that happened to be the same period of time SARS was charging him with money laundering and fraud. Because that was the same time Malema was getting an awful lot of donations from the founding members of the ANC Youth League and the EFF. When you look at Malema's account back then, so I read a book and I finished it last night. It was given to me by a friend of mine from church. I was given a book named Malema, Money, Power, and something else. I can't believe I've already forgotten the name of the book. My penguin-like IQ. So that book is not a biography on Malema. That book was a biography of his money. It was the story of his money. It was written by Polly van Wyk, who is a journalist for the Daily Maverick, if I'm not mistaken. And the Daily Maverick is very respected, not because of the propaganda they spew, but because of the very many investigations they make into cases like these, right? We hate News 24, but one thing we can respect them for is the investigations.
Hold on, Sama, I think they're back. Hold on, let's go. They're finally, they're back. Hold on.
Okay. So long story short, he looked like that because, you know, he was getting a lot of bribes and donations, and he looks unhealthy now because the EFF is losing power.
There we go. They are back. They are live again. Yes, finally.
All right, let's get it.
Let's see.
Let's get it.
Let's get it done, bitches. Sorry.
Uh,
All right. That guy looks like Becky.
he does. He does. He looks an awful lot like Mbeki.
But that's I
Like he
recognize
got
that
a
guy.
great eye.
That's the old advocate. I remember that. There he is. Okay. He doesn't look like that photo. That photo was AI.
No,
He looks
exactly.
normal.
Exactly. Yeah. And you see, he's always eating something. Good.
Maybe he's on
Praise
Zempic.
the God, please, Shush.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what is going to happen now. The audio, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the audio that you're hearing, that weird, that's not us. That is SABC's feed. I'm sure they will fix it in time, or as the
Yeah.
time
Have
goes by.
mercy on them, Joe. You gotta have mercy on the SAPC. Their journalists haven't been paying
Budget
forever
cuts.
and they cancelled Hectic
But
99.
I'm not sure. I did put the
Budget
record.
cuts.
Are we?
Yep.
Yes, that the accused has no previous convictions. He is indeed the first offender, according to his SAP 69.
Let's see what they say. Let us see. Okay, now the audio cut. Ooh, SABC, come on. Let me see if there's a cleaner feed. Let me have a look here.
It's time to go to jail, Baba.
Not know what the defense intends leading
Okay,
or
cleaned up.
asking me to rule on, or so I cannot entertain any complaints if I should adjourn to fetch any document or any anything that I may need, because I am not in my own chambers, and I want to make that very clear. Understood, Advocate Caesar? Okay. There's no other way. I cannot anticipate and bring everything. So I just want to make that clear. Advocate Otis, I'm sorry for that, but it's a distance and it's impossible. I do not know what you may need from me. And if anything, I will maybe then have to collect it in chambers.
Yes, it's the same lady.
Thank
I
you
like
so
that.
much. Then if you are
I
ready,
love
by
that. It's
all
the
means,
same
you may
lady.
proceed.
Yeah. So hopefully we won't see any shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she doesn't take nonsense. I was afraid they would bribe her too, but she doesn't take any nonsense.
We just got to make sure she's protected. Again, the audio drops are not from
Yeah.
us, guys. That's from SABC.
Yeah. Ugh. What is that pipe sound that keeps coming from them? That sounds terrible.
Budget cuts, man. Budget cuts.
It's the 23rd. Payday is in 2 days. They must hang on there. Hey, when a naughty nice. Hey, when we'll keep quiet when we want. How? If you want us to keep quiet, go to another live stream. This is a revolutionary channel here. Don't bring that EFF tendency here. We are here to tell the truth. If they keeping quiet, we must also keep quiet. Aye, Nati, aye, relax. You see, Hazel here saying Sama wa papa. Liwena wa papa. Yeah. Yeah, Liwena. Also you. He's trying to say I'm mean. He's trying to say I'm mean and I'm full of myself. Yeah, right. You're the one on our stream. Get out of here.
Yeah, well, perceptions.
Bruv.
But again, like, there's nothing happening, so I mean, why should we be quiet? But I'm trying to hear.
Exactly.
I don't think she's talking to them. I can barely hear. It's the audio again from the stream. I am trying to look for a cleaner stream.
Yeah. I understand because SAPCs is bad. Somebody from Truth Report said we should
All
try
right, let's switch.
Newsroom
Let's
Africa
switch
if
this.
I'm not mistaken.
I can try Newsroom Africa. Let me just switch to this one.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
But this is the EFF channel, so it's like...
Perfect. It even makes it more ironic. We're gonna see Malema go to jail through their channel.
Let me just...
Lindy Tutoit is saying, hey, Summer and Joe, love your channels. We love you too. We love you too.
Love you too. Wait, that's...
Yeah, there it is. I'm just holding it right here, but I'll do the half heart. You can finish it off right there. Payday is coming soon, guys. The only person who's not happy is Julius at this point.
Why is there no sound here? Hold on. There we go.
Thank you.
I don't see any live stream on Newsroom Africa.
Okay. That's fine. We can stay with our beloved economic freedom fighters.
Okay, so they're not really saying much right now. I think they're just...
Yeah, you know these guys. Like, at this point, this is how you know the Department of Justice are good at streaming. Because they know the first few minutes of the stream, you have to be quiet so that everybody can tune in and then you start talking. I must say, they're very good at this YouTubing stuff.
That is correct, Your Worship.
Well, with the funding that they get.
Is it just us, or is the audio from the EFF video very low?
No, it's the audio from the EFF. They're not talking directly into the microphone.
Just regarding one aspect.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
Is there going to be any need for interpretation of the report? Is there anyone that will request that?
See, like, that's the judge, so she's talking into the microphone, so you can hear her.
Then
Okay.
Thank you. Proceed. Yes.
Big H, Rob Hersov has joined the chat saying jail Julius and throw away the key. Unfortunately, Julius is the type of guy to swallow the key and poop it out for when he needs it, man. I don't know about that one.
That's fine.
Everybody, Rob Hersov is in the
I
chat.
have to read the identity number. I'll leave that up to Advocate Otis. I was just thinking that there's no need to read out an identity. You want the whole number read out? Yeah. No, as long as you're comfortable with that, I just didn't want it to go. Then sorry, you may proceed.
Hey Joe, I actually have another way Julius might escape this situation. Julius Malema has
Yeah.
some Lemba tribe roots, right? So actually, he might use this. So let's say he does get 5 years in jail, for example. Tomorrow, he's going straight to Zim to try and escape us all. That's literally what one of the people who commented said. Stefan Harding said Julius gonna cross the border, slipping into Zim, and not out like the rest. Yo, Stefan, you wild for that one. You wild for that one, bro.
Charged the firearm into the air during the EFF's 5th anniversary celebrations. Section 121 and Schedule 4 of the Firearms Control
All right,
Act
let's
6
see if
2000
SABC is better now.
outlines the statutory penalties for contraventions of the Act. There is no indication that the charges should also be read with Section 51 and Schedule 2 of the Criminal Law Amendment Act 105 of 1997, which prescribes minimum sentences for certain offences, including those related to the possession of an automatic or semi-automatic firearm. The defence requested the undersigned social worker to compile a pre-sentence report. The primary objective of this report is to provide the court with relevant information concerning the accused and his personal circumstances, thereby informing the determination of an appropriate individualized sentence.
Ms. Thompson, sorry to stop you. Can you please attempt to just raise your voice? You need to have to shout. It's difficult for the people in the back to hear you. You don't hear me with that. And that's a big room, and I apologize.
Will it help if I just
Those
face?
microphones don't lift your voice. They don't lift it.
So if I face perhaps differently.
As long as you raise your voice, please.
The defence requested the undersigned social worker to compile a pre-sentence report. The primary objective of this report is to provide the court with relevant information concerning the accused and his personal circumstances, thereby informing the determination of an appropriate individualized sentence. The information presented is limited to circumstances pertinent to the matter, in adherence to the principle of confidentiality and the avoidance of unnecessary solicitation of information. The investigation conducted for the purposes of this report includes the following components: 3 personal interviews with the accused, collateral information obtained through interviews with the accused.
Oh, I hate it when they read those papers, man.
Research, including information regarding the specific offences, sentencing options,
No, they got a
and
review.
aspects related to the accused functioning.
Yeah, that's true. That's
supporting documents as referenced in the footnotes and or the resource list.
SABC in your audio, man.
Kitchen, Makete Boutique Hotel, and Slaying Butchery and Entertainment Hub, conducted during the final.
Look at how many people are outside there. Yo. Guys, is Kendrick Lamar in East London?
Assessment was undertaken. This assessment is
Hey.
purposes, providing insight into core motivational drivers rather than observable behaviors. The information regarding the accused's personality is intended to offer context to his conduct and potential behavior expectations and should not be used to draw definitive inferences and or assumptions. Throughout the process, the accused was open and forthcoming, willingly shared information and often incorporating educational elements into discussions, such as the significance of his second name and the rationale behind the focus of...
Hey, Cheryl, stop advertising Ronaldo Host's channel and convincing everybody to leave this one. We get it. His audio's better. Live with it.
Elements outlined in the Zen triad.
Apparently he's showing the same thing, so...
Will be presented in the following
Exactly.
paragraphs. Recommendations and opinions.
Like, I don't understand. This audio is genuinely
based on
good.
information available at the time of compilation. The undersigned social worker reserves the right to amend the recommendations and opinions should additional information become available. Personal circumstances, family background. The accused was born on 3 March 1981 to a single mother. His mother had the loss of 2 children, an older sister accused who passed before his birth, and a younger sister who did not survive the age of 2, resulting
Okay,
in
guys,
being
the
raised
audio
as
feed from them
an
is not our problem.
Yeah, exactly. And SAPC, your audio now, it's torturous.
and their respective children In his grandmother's
Beryl
house,
Janssen.
located
This reading is
in
gonna
the
take the
section
whole
of
day.
the
You're damn
shared
right it is.
township on the
We far
outskirts
from
That's what they
done.
do. That's what they do.
At the time of his
Bro.
birth, the extended each sibling having at
They
least
want you
3
to sleep
children
when they are
shared a
sentencing
modest
him so
four-room
that you
home
don't hear how
comprising
long he's going to
rooms,
jail.
a lounge and a kitchen, routinely converted into an additional sleeping area at night to accommodate everyone. The accused described the environment as very noisy due to the considerable number of occupants in confined space, which led him to value quietness and seek solitude when confronted with excessive noise. Although his grandmother was married at the time of birth, her husband left the family to marry a second wife. The household endured significant financial hardships, subsisting of his grandmother's social grant, his mother's earnings from domestic work, and occasional income from his aunt's temporary jobs. The accused and his cousins were raised together in this environment.
Does that sound better?
For now, I think it sounds better because she's not on the microphone.
No, she is on the microphone, but like in SABC, there's like this buzzing noise.
With the EFF, the thing is they don't like have her audio from the microphone. So with the EFF, the quality is better, but the audio is lower. And then in SABC, the quality is lower, but the audio is better.
All right, well, let's go back to SABC.
All right.
Sorry, guys. We're just trying to find the best one.
On his return, he established his own residence, but maintained those close ties with his family, particularly his mother and grandmother. By that time, his mother's siblings had relocated to RDP houses, while his mother, who suffered from epilepsy, continued to reside with his grandmother. Following the passing of his mother in October 2006, the accused assumed ongoing responsibility for the care of his grandmother. Although he shared strong bonds with both maternal figures, his relationship with his grandmother was especially close. Her death in May 2019 marked a significant loss, yet he continued to honor and maintain a deep ancestral and spiritual connection with her. From an early age, the accused was instilled with the value of family, consistently spending significant occasions such as Christmas and Easter with relatives in Polokwane. Upon earning his own income, he undertook financial responsibility for his extended family by paying his cousins' school and tertiary education fees and continues to support their entrepreneurial endeavors. The accused considers himself a mentor and elder brother to his cousins and a son to his aunts. According to his wife, the accused's devotion to his mother and firstborn son, together with his strong family orientation, were qualities that attracted her. He provides for his family, approaches his responsibilities diligently, and has maintained commitment to his community even after attaining success. All collateral sources consistently highlighted the accused's deep family bonds and his active community involvement. The accused's eldest son was born in 2006. Although not married to the child's mother, the accused remained involved in his son's life from birth and continued this involvement following their separation. His son would visit during school holidays, and since January 2018,
Why
has
are we
resided
getting a
permanently
history
with the
lesson
accused
here?
and his family. He is presently enrolled at the University
Yo,
of
bruh, what does a
and
history lesson have to
getting a
do with
Bachelor
someone
of
going to
Arts
jail?
degree in philosophy,
We want to know if
international
he's going to
relations,
jail, not who
and
his
politics,
grandmother
with
was.
intention to further his studies in
And
law.
where he studied and this
The
and that.
accused married his wife on
Bruh,
27
like,
December
is he
2014.
Why are we
going to
getting a life
jail?
story
How
of
long is he
Julius?
going there?
At age 9 and
Oh.
7. Both
Oh
children
my
attend
gosh.
primary school but are enrolled at different schools.
Hey,
This
Pete Swagger,
decision,
I
taken
actually
jointly by
don't
the
snore,
accused
by the
and
way.
his wife,
I'm a
was
good
based on
sleeper.
a
I do
thoughtful
not snore.
consideration of the children's personalities, needs, and best interests,
It's
with the aim
considered
of
for
allowing
ordinary
each
criminals being
child to develop
sentenced.
socially
Probably not.
and build independent circles of friends. The accused wife is a dedicated stay-at-home mother, making the accused the financial provider of their household. In recognition of the value of her role,
This is supposed to gain sympathy.
receives a monthly allowance, expressing his belief that stay-at-home mothers.
I'm also trying
deserve
to
be
understand what the
compensated
goal
for
of
their
this
contributions. She
biography
temporarily
is.
paused her career
And
as a
Ryan Doyle
qualified
here,
financial advisor
Ryan Doyle here is
in the
saying,
corporate
when
anti-investment
did he lose
banking
his
sector to
virginity?
focus
Hey,
on raising
hey
his
now,
children.
come on.
Nevertheless, she has continued her studies, both
That
to
has
remain
nothing to do with
intellectually
today's
engaged and to
sentencing.
prepare for
All
her
right,
eventual return to her professional career.
exactly. DG,
Having
I'ma
grown
get
up
as
without
comfy
a
as ever.
father
There's a long
figure
day
and
ahead,
in a
brother.
household where parents
Long,
were
long
not
day
married,
ahead.
the accused is committed to
I'm
provide
just
his
gonna
children with a family environment.
I'm just going to pause the audio for a second because we're going through his history. I will bring it up now, but I just want to bring everyone's attention to, if you see this little block we have on the left side of your screen, if you go to our website truthreport.co.za, you can give your thoughts on some of the polls that we have there. We have many polls. We update the polls every week. And give us your thoughts. What do you think? Discharging a firearm in public is punishable by up to 15 years in jail. Will Julius be prosecuted? Please head on over to truthreport.co.za and give us your thoughts on the website. Let's see if they've finished with his history.
South Africans have a fetish for voting. If they can't vote for anything, they'll just go and vote anyway for the ANC. So to fulfill that fetish, go and vote in the website so that that sick feeling inside you can be gotten rid of, so that you think properly before you vote this year. Go do it now. I mean, do it while they're still reading whatever this garbage is, so that you don't do it when they're sentencing it.
Yeah. All right. It's not the judge who's reading. Faithwood Thomas is really interested in Julius's history. She says, shh. Listen, Faith, if you want to listen to a live stream with no commentary, please go and watch SABC. You can go watch there. They won't have commentary.
Yeah, we don't have time for that, Faith. We honestly don't have time to hear this guy's childhood history. I mean, if you want to know his childhood, I have a book I can have you read. I finished it yesterday. Just let me know if you'd like that, Faith. I can tell you, the book is 10 times more interesting than what this lady's reading right now. So if you wanted to know about the history, his childhood, his money laundering, his fraud, his tender scandals, tell me you want the book. I'll give you the name of the book, written by Paulie van Wyk. Then you can let us commentate.
Is the book called Brpa?
I can tell you, it would have been a bestseller if it was called that. That would have been amazing, because it's a special tribute to the Kill the Boer song.
Congress of South African Students, COSAS, an ANC-affiliated organization representing free-to learners and advocating for improved abolition of corporal punishment, to libraries, and the reduction of
SABC, get your crap together, man.
2016, he was as the regional chair of COSAS in Limpopo, and was provincial chairperson.
It worries me actually that they're going through this. It's like they're trying to preempt
COSAS in 2001, the accused relocated to Johannesburg. He recounted the challenges of this period noting that he was young, without a steady income,
And you know
needed
what,
to
Joe? I
secure both
completely agree to
occupation
you.
and means
It's
of
very worrying
survival.
because
Once he
the
began
day they
earning
said he
his
was found guilty,
financial
they
support
never
home
did
to
this.
those dependent on
This
him.
whole childhood
The
thing, they
accused's
never did
first
this. So
remunerated role was as
I don't know if
provisional
this is like a
provincial
foreshadowing
secretary
to
of the
something
ANC
disappointing we're going to
in a
genuinely hear
little
today,
unelected
or let's
position.
just see what happens.
Notably, prior to this, he served as branch chairperson of the ANC Youth League in Seshego in 1995, just before his 14th birthday.
Sorry, say that again, Summer. Now they went too loud.
President of the ANC Youth
Yeah,
League
I was saying, I agree with you when you say you're worried because the day he was found guilty, they never did this. They never read his whole childhood, what he had for breakfast, and none of that. The fact that they're doing this now, like, I don't know if this is a dark foreshadowing to something very bad we're going to hear later. I don't know if this is a way of her teasing that the news we're hearing today is not going to be so nice. And I think I saw Malema pull a little smile there for a split moment. Let's just pray it's not what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
In the National Assembly since 2014. His parliamentary service includes participation in several committees. He is currently a member of the Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interests, the Joint Constitutional Review Committee, the Ad hoc Committee to investigate allegations made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, and he acts as a representative of the National Assembly on the Judicial Service Commission. In addition to the noteworthy influence of his mother, and particularly the accused identified the late political leaders Peter Mokaba and Winnie Madikizela Mandela as key mentors and influential figures throughout his life. Based on the published 2024-2025 salary schedule for members of parliament, this receives an annual remuneration
Wait,
of
so there's just this comment I want to read. There's this specific comment I want to read here.
Physical, mental, and social
hold
aspects.
on.
The accused report.
Yeah. It's
Why
a
do you
very
sound so
important
far?
comment. Wait, how do I sound now?
Oh wait, no, you sound okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying is there's this comment that was made by Ryan Seidel. Ryan said, don't know who is reading this, but I think this is written and being read to make sure the judge knows what a fine member of society he is, and it does not benefit society to jail him, whatever. Ryan actually made a very good point there. This could perhaps be a great tactic by the economic freedom fighters to try and make us feel bad for Malema, so that everybody can also join in the riot when the worst of the worst happens, or everybody celebrates when he's getting off. And then the guy who said joking atheist says, allow me to break the news, he's getting off. I understand why you have that mindset, joking atheist. I was also thinking like that in the morning. But in cases like these, you want to have a positive mindset. So expect the worst, but at the same time have a positive mindset. You get what I'm saying? Because I also had the mindset you had until I saw the lady who was reading. So it's the same judge that found him guilty, and that lady just genuinely doesn't take nonsense. You can offer her millions, you can threaten her, you can call her a white pig online on Twitter like all the black supremacists were calling her, but she's going to do what she was there to do. So I just have a little glimmer of hope. Let's just see what happens. Joe, what do you think? Why do you think they're reading this?
Fighting for the oppressed.
I don't think it's the judge that's reading it, because they had the camera on the judge and she wasn't reading.
A keen sense of justice and the drive to effect positive change.
Yeah, they just showed her now, like a few minutes ago, and she wasn't reading.
No
so
way.
I don't know if this is someone else
no way.
reading something, like a witness.
For himself and those around.
Because they do that, right? So if you at sentencing, at or pre-sentencing hearings, they get witnesses, like character witnesses. It's all, I think this is what this is. It's all an attempt to hopefully sway the judge to a lighter sentence. So we've seen this before in trials and stuff like that, where they get witnesses for the accused, and they try and basically paint a nice character, so that the court might feel a bit lenient, like all the good things they've done in their lives, like almost as if, like, listen, he made an error of judgment in this rally, got caught up, we shouldn't judge him for that little act. He's done this, he's done that, he does this, he does that, he's married, blah, 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 all in the attempt so that the judge will take that into consideration when making her sentence. I could be wrong, but I think that is what is happening now. So it's a witness reading. And remember, I did mention earlier that the witness, they did speak of a witness that was going to come onto the podium and didn't want to be filmed. And I think that's what's happening now. This person doesn't want to be on camera. They're happy to have the audio, but they don't want this person to be pictured or filmed. So I think that's what's happening now. We're hearing the witness basically pleading to the court to do a light sentencing, and that's why they're talking about all the nice things he's done.
Some of these traits were evident during some of his examination and in
Why don't we
relation
talk
to
about
some
all
of
the
his
bad
comments
things
in
he's
relation
done?
to his guilty verdict. Rather than adhering strictly to established norms, the accused positions himself as a revolutionary, intent on changing the political, economic and social systems that are prevalent in the country and internationally. He is comfortable in pursuing alternative approaches, confident in the justification of his actions. Consequently, the accused attracts controversy due to his public statements and the singing of struggle songs. Collateral sources consistent.
So this is an interesting take. First offense, it will be a suspended sentence for 5 years. Total, maybe 7 years jail. Suspended, my guess. It's a pretty good prediction, although I've been told that the minimum is 15, but we will see. We'll see what happens. And then someone saying, Joe Emilio, you are correct. And the magistrate must take all statements in consideration. Yeah. So that's what's happening now, guys.
Sorry to break it to the person that said 5 years. That's a fantastic prediction, but someone like Malema, don't be surprised and don't start being depressed if he gets maximum 1 year or a good month in the knockers, because he is very capable of having something like that done for him. You know, Pete Swagger saying the poor old guy is back dead asleep. He's literally what I was a few minutes ago. I actually don't know why I'm not dead asleep right now.
Let's see where they're at.
Informal settlement, the community benefited from a water supply project funded by local contributions, including the sinking of boreholes to address the inconsistent municipal water provision. The EFF, under the guidance of the accused, supported the community both by supplying water at critical times and by participating in a broader water initiative, which originated as a grassroots project. Additionally, in May 2024, the Masakaneng Soup Kitchen was established to address food insecurity and alleviate poverty. Operated by volunteers and sustained through community donations, the Soup Kitchen serves daily meals at 1,500 hours, a time specifically chosen at the request of the accused, so that school children would have access to a late lunch or early dinner to support their studies. During an on-site visit, it was reported that approximately 700 meals are served each day. Furthermore, a water tank installed on the premises ensured wider community access to water during periods of municipal supply interruptions. And I just want to take a sip of water.
You can have your sip of water.
Yeah, because what you've been reading is so important. Go get that sip of water. You totally deserve it.
I mean, it's also like, feels like,
ridiculous.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Oh, wait, there she is. There, you see that lady? Maybe this isn't the witness that didn't want to be on camera then.
Has anyone noticed this?
The lady
has
reading.
Anybody noticed this? Like, have you noticed this, Joe? Malema has made a name and a brand off of hating white people. But the moment he gets in trouble, you want to guess the color of the skins of people that defend him. Like, I just genuinely am very confused about that. Everyone watching,
Wait, look at the judge's face. Look at the judge's face. Even she's like confused by this. She's like, what? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. Malema's gonna sing about killing white farmers, and then it's gonna get a white bodyguard to accompany him and hand him a gun for him to go to jail. And then he's gonna be sentenced to jail time, and what's the number one thing he wants? A white woman to read his biography and how good of a person he is. Absolutely nonsensical.
During door-to-door visits in election periods, we observed that many elderly residents lacked proper beds,
Oh,
which led to the
we
launch
must keep
of the
quiet.
initiative to provide beds,
Hey Kwezi,
ensuring
hey
that
Kwezi,
elderly
please,
persons
like,
least
there's
restricted
other
and
live streams.
unsecured
There's other
have
live
access
streams to
to
go to.
advice
No one
and
asked you to
rescues.
come and join the Truth Report
Clearly,
live
this
stream. Go to
consequently
someone
led
else
on
who
several
keeps
occasions
quiet while
to
watching a
members
lady
of
read a
our
boring biography about a man who's stolen more money from you than money you've made since you graduated high school. Go somewhere else, not the place.
On his 44th
Stop being
birthday,
mean,
Malema
Sama,
donated
to our
200,000
viewers.
I'm
to restore
Oh yeah, I remember.
society.
One of the people said Sama uya papa. I remember that. Yeah, maybe I should stop being mean. You're right. You're right, Kwezi. I should be quiet. Yeah, you're right.
Constructed by the EFF, this residence provides adequate and suitable accommodation to an individual who had previously been living in inhumane.
And then the other guy here is saying, useless black. You better pray to the good God who created heaven and earth. You didn't just say that to the Truth Report original. Because if you did, I've got a whole can of smackdown to say to you. Just to show that you're not a coward, why don't you comment there and be specific? Who are you saying that to? I'm not going to read your name because your name is longer than how low your IQ is.
People may perceive it as encouragement to handle firearms recklessly. This was not his intent. Criminal behavior and current offense.
One of 44 says someone's taking no cock today. So it's not that. It's just that when you're minding your own business and you're doing what you gotta do, people will just find a reason to attack you. And then when you attack back, you're the devil, right? So South Africa's gonna diss Trump the whole of 2025. And then when Trump sanctions them, Trump is the devil. Like, if I need to be the Israel to your Gaza, then I will be the definition of F around and find out. That's what it's all about. Like, if you know your military is weaker than mine and you still land verbal attacks on me, I will bomb you and I will continue to bomb you even after your little village has already been destroyed by my massive nuclear missile. And after that, I will plague thee with disease because you do not mess with the Truth Report.
Cartridge was discovered during post-event stadium cleaning. The South African Police Service member responsible for overseeing the EFF celebrations reported receiving no information concerning the discharge or simulation of firearms at the event. The accused was identified as the individual who discharged a .223 Norinco rifle. He possessed the rifle solely for the duration of firing the shots, after which it was handed over to another individual. It appears that the accused received the rifle ready to shoot from someone authorized to possess and handle it, most likely from Tactical Security Services, who provided security services at the celebration event. However, no individual was convicted of supply or transferring the firearm to the accused.
Yo, Joe. So
Yeah.
Otto Pretorius on Facebook said something very important. If Malema actually cared about his supporters, he would have told his members, please don't come to the court. That's a very good point. And he says a whole other litany of points here saying his kids are going to turn out like the father when they, perhaps get into the political world and they go to court. They're going to also blame circumstances. And why does he get a white woman to read his history like a Smarties box? Like, all right. So, you see, like, he's literally saying what I was saying earlier. If you're going to beef with white people, then don't expect a white woman to read your biography. You get what I'm saying? If I'm going to spend the whole year talking about how the Newsflash show with Joe Emilio sucks, then I'm not going to expect to have respect from Joe when we're live streaming together because I've been spewing feces about him behind his back. You know what I'm saying? Like, Otto Pretorius said a very good point. What do you think on that?
No, I think it's a great point. I actually wanted to address Peter Sawanga for giving a 35 Rand super chat saying this kind of stuff is where my TV license money has been redirected to. I love that enthusiasm, but isn't the TV license now like 250 Rand or 350 Rand? So I think missed a zero. I think you missed a zero there, Peter. If you really want to redirect your TV license to us, you need to add a zero to that 35. But thank you so much for the support, Pete. It's much appreciated. Sama spitting facts, always.
Yeah, thanks for that, Robert. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Joe, for that. You know, that's what we're here for. Guys, the Truth Report is born because we have to change a narrative in South Africa. Okay? The Truth Report wouldn't exist if South Africa was a land of sunshine and rainbows and Julius Malema was genuinely someone who is a victim, an innocent victim of crimes against him. You know, if the Truth Report did exist in a world like that, we would have been supporting Malema. It's not that we are disrespecting him or anything. We are here for the facts. We are doing what many news institutions have failed to do, right? So when you see Joe and myself here screaming and hoping that Malema goes to jail, we are not doing this because we hate Malema and we hate the EFF supporters. We're doing it because we want justice to be served. If we were Malema, we'd want the same thing done to us. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Someone asking here, when does the judgment happen? Judgment has already happened. So he's been found guilty of unlawful possession of a firearm, among other charges. This is the pre-sentencing. This is where we're going to hear from witnesses who want to come forward and basically try and make the court feel sorry for Julius. Try and talk about his accomplishments and the good things that he's done in society in order to get a lighter sentence. It doesn't always work, but these things have to be heard. And that's what we're busy watching now. This lady has been talking, oh my word, how long? Like at least 30 minutes. I don't know how many more
All right,
witnesses
tell
there
me about
are
it.
that they have to go through. Hopefully not a lot. But yeah, this is what's happening now. So the sentencing will probably happen. This is the pre-sentencing. So the sentencing hopefully will happen today or at a later date. I'm starting to think that it might happen at a later date. This is a pre-sentence. So,
The
but
Jewish
we'll
guy
see.
at
I
the
mean,
back
it
is
was only
fighting demons. He's trying not to sleep.
so. Yeah, I
Wait,
think
wait,
we will
yeah.
see. We'll see if the sentencing happens today.
I just wanted to say Wayne Dalton said the race of the reader is irrelevant, to be honest. Like, you know what, Wayne? You're right. It's it's irrelevant, just like how race should be irrelevant in other aspects of life. I'm not looking at your race if I want to see your merits, but unfortunately it's very relevant with Malema. Which means it's also relevant about the reader, because if I'm not mistaken, Wayne, Malema's been very, very of a specific attitude towards white citizens or citizens who are not black. So I just find it genuinely surprising that his reader's white and his bodyguard is white and he keeps talking bad about white people. Like, what do you think, Joe?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like you said, it shouldn't matter. But it's Julius that makes race matter. So when he's all about
Exactly.
black power
Exactly.
and the black child
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and then he goes and he says, like, he was asked once, like, why do you have a white lawyer? And he actually said, because the black lawyers aren't good enough. Those are his words,
What?
not mine.
Did he actually
Um,
say that?
yeah, he said that. And that was a few years ago. Or one of the other court cases that he was doing, because people called him out. He's like, "Oh, you're all about black people and black people like the black child and all that stuff, but you're hiring white people to be your
Eh,
lawyers and stuff." And then that's what he said. He said, well, "If black people knew how to be good lawyers, I would hire them." Basically.
wow.
So
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
that was rough. And so it's he does this all the time. He will use white
Yeah.
people to when it benefits him,
Yes.
basically.
He will. Like you said it. You said it.
And the whole comment about the race shouldn't matter, whatever. Well, you're right, it shouldn't matter. But when a person is always on about, we got to support black people, we've got to do this, that with black people, black communities, blah blah blah, and then you have white people coming to win your fights, it does raise some questions. It does look a bit like, okay, but you should be hiring black people, and the people that should be reading your biography should be black people too, right? I mean, if you're going to live by that standard and that principle. So we're just calling that out, that's all. But no, the race shouldn't matter.
For sure. For sure. Cheslin Chetty4702 says, Hi, Summer and Joe. I'm watching from China as a South African.
China.
Fingers crossed here. Love the Truth Report. Awesome. Awesome. Like,
Thank
that's
you.
crazy. I thought China and YouTube had specific laws. I didn't know you could freely access it. Or could you, like Cheslin? Like, Joe, like, don't you remember that there was a specific thing about China and American internet products?
Yeah. No, they should be able to access it. I just want to try something.
It is the certainty of punishment.
I can't tell on my side, but I'll need the viewers to help me out. Is it louder now on your side, viewers?
Rehabilitation seeks to assist the offender.
All right, guys, is it louder? Y'all have been complaining about the audio.
While the accused maintains his innocence, he acknowledges the inherent risks of discharge.
Yes, it is louder. Okay. Is it too loud?
Regrets that the perception could be created that it is acceptable
No. Okay, I'm getting a no.
a firearm. He is a first-time offender and has not committed any further offences over the past 7 years. These factors, together with
All right, I'm boosting it a little bit more.
All right. Chastity
No, it's
says,
not.
Oh, it's not?
I'm getting no's and yes, so it's just a little bit.
Nah,
not too
I
loud.
think the one who said no, it's not, is just trying to like mess with us, because everybody is not complaining about it.
Must be proportionate and appropriate. This determination should be made objectively.
Chaslin said yes, all those products are restricted here in China, but if you have a virtual network, you can. Okay, so we were right about the thing of like China and American products, but she's got a virtual network, so she can safely watch YouTube without facing any repercussions. And then 1 of 44 said, so laws should be applied according to race. Should he be exempt because he's black? Guess what, bruv? Yes, that is Malema's mindset. If you are black and you are in South Africa, there is nothing you can do wrong.
Even if embracing retributive and vengeful instincts is warranted, there is a danger of disproportionate and excessive forms of punishment. In line with these sentiments, qualitative research conducted among legal practitioners has revealed that the justice system currently places excessive emphasis on retribution and relies heavily on imprisonment, often to the detriment of restorative justice alternatives. Sentence options. The determination of potential sentencing options is shaped by statutory requirements governing sentence severity, as previously discussed in relation
Joe,
to
this is when you wish payday was today, so that you can at least get a brandy when listening to all of this.
Right?
Like, this is crazy.
Although I can't really drink on work hour, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody wants to see that.
While recognizing that each offender and different factors, reference to certain
Bad Laddle, he's playing Candy Crush. You know what? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Someone here said he's playing Candy Crush. He could be right.
All right, so let me just.
In the context of the Criminal Law Amendment Act,
I'm not sure if this is still a witness.
Firearms Control Act 60 of 2000. The findings highlighted several key aspects. The implementation of minimum sentencing legislation for the illegal possession of automatic or semi-automatic firearms is linked to the prevalence of such firearms being used.
Modiakhane Obed Ma Modiakhane 2140 says, this is the anti-Malema live broadcast. You're damn right it is.
Yes.
You're damn right it is.
Yes.
If we have to be truthful to be anti-Malema, then if being truthful is anti-Malema, then you're damn right we are anti-Malema. Go to a pro-Malema broadcast. Go. The Commander-in-Chief live stream is happening at the EFF channel. You can leave this terrible, demonic anti-Malema broadcast and go there.
The accused is also found guilty of other serious offences such as murder and robbery. Considering the facts of this matter, it falls outside the above-mentioned considerations regarding a decision to impose a minimum sentence. Furthermore, in line with the Machongo matter, bearing in mind that no evidence was obtained which suggests that the accused was forewarned about the likelihood of the application of the minimum sentence, it is respectfully
Fish Addict says any morally competent person is anti-Malema. You're very right. You are very right. When I'll give you a little story while this lady is reading this boring thing. When I was in college and I was in the student representative council, by the way, they took me in. I didn't call them, they called me. When I was in the student representative council, I was very hated because majority of our representative council were EFF supporters. We were having EFF protests on the Pride days. Most of our students in the campus were EFF supporters. So when I said anything that was against the ideologues of the EFF and the ideologies the EFF genuinely supported, I was seen as a demon. I told this story to many people, even Gareth Cliff. I'd get inside a classroom, sit down. The whole class would move and shift to the other side and leave me on one side because he's the kid who doesn't like Malema. When I started going viral on YouTube, I was treated like a foreigner in my own land. That's the price of being anti-Malema. Modiakhane not gone yet saying it is indeed demonic. You damn right we are. You damn right we are. If it takes, we gotta bring darkness to save South Africa,
Whoa.
then for sure.
Speak for yourself, okay?
Right. Right. Joe Emilio has an EFF shirt somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, about the whole demonic thing. I mean, I'm not demonic. I don't support EFF, obviously, but I'm not demonic, yo.
Joking Atheist says, why is the EFF so popular amongst the black youth? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So you have the ANC, who had the grip of the youth, and then they had an even stronger grip of the youth by starting the ANC Youth League. Does anyone happen to remember who was the leader, the very charismatic and pragmatic leader of the ANC Youth League in the 2010s, when the ANC Youth League was perhaps at its most popular? I'll tell you, it was Julius Malema. So, joking atheist, what happened is, when Malema had a fallout with the ANC, it was because of the Zuma faction. And there started to be factions within the ANC. And when Malema was finally kicked out of the ANC for being too black, supremacist, and extremist, guess what? Like Lucifer being cast away from heaven, he didn't go alone. He went with all the people who were supporting him. So when he left with like 80% of the people who were in the ANC Youth League because they believed that this is the real ANC. The economic freedom fighters care for the youth. And since then, you've had a poison amongst the youth called being an EFF supporter. If you go to any university, you are guaranteed to see at least 80 students with EFF shirts who support them. Not because some of them just support the EFF because everybody else is doing it. That's how popular it is. They don't even know why they support it. They can't tell you, but I can. They black supremacists who have spread their propaganda amongst young people. And it's our job to stop that as the Truth Report.
And whilst emotional, social, and psychological well-being. It is important to highlight that accused receive a custodial sentence in 12 months without the option of a fine. He will be rendered.
When you've been in the student representative council like myself, you see the different psychological manners the EFF uses. You'll even have some EFF representatives going to like colleges and universities doing this, doing what a genuine party won't do. You'll never have the DA just pop up at Wits University out of nowhere and give the youth their shirts. The ANC doesn't do that anymore because their youth league doesn't have as much aura and nobody cares for them anymore. And prime ANC Youth League was when Malema was in there. The EFF is the only party that's willing to go to the universities and actually get them to support them. That's why you've got so many of them loving the EFF. Even white people loving the EFF in the universities.
Finally, the accused active involvement in community initiatives would be interrupted, placing the continuity and sustainability of ongoing PrEP projects at risk to the detriment of the community. Considering the facts of this case and the personal circumstances of the accused, it is necessary to carefully assess whether any form of imprisonment would constitute the most appropriate or just outcome. Evaluation. The purpose of the evaluation is to assess the risk of
Phenom saying Malema's identity politics and gaslighting don't liberate people. They keep them emotionally hooked and perpetually angry. You are completely right. You are very right. That's how the EFF works. The EFF works by using your emotions. It's very rare the EFF actually uses logic to get you to vote for them. They'll use your anger. They'll use the anger about how poor you are, how sick your family is, and how you could have a better South Africa if it wasn't for white people because they're such colonizers. And World War III soon said, people will be amazed at how popular Julius Malema is amongst children and scholars. The hungry, jobless class is his audience, nothing to lose, can't blame them, to be honest. Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. Maybe I should have read your comment, bro, before spewing all of that and wasting all that energy. I should have done that. So he said it. So World War III soon literally answered the question of Phenom, or literally like finished off what Phenom said. And then Pete Swagger's saying, Malema is involved in my origin story. I mean, well, that is kind of a creative way to look at it. Before I became a YouTuber, I was in the Student Representative Council, a council of 98% EFF supporters. And I was literally the only kid there who was using his logic. And because I was using my logic, I was made to believe that I was a coconut. I was a kid. Oh, Summer thinks he's white because he doesn't support Malema. You know how they try to make you feel bad for just thinking different. Nosipo Sobegwa says he supports Operation Tudula. Look, man, I'm going to give you honest advice. Operation Tudula just hates foreigners, right? They don't have...
All right,
like,
Sama. I think we should stop giving the trolls some attention. All right, you can't.
All right.
If you stop to address every dog that's barking at you on your journey, you'll never reach your destination. Remember that. So let's give some love to the positive comments. Agree. How can people get economic freedom whilst having to share major resources with millions?
You see, that person is also supporting the whole operation. You know, Operation Tutula's ideology is the reason why we're where we are right now is because of the foreigners. Guys, that's not true. If you support Operation Tutula, you still support the EFF, but you just found someone new to blame. That's why these people have cult-like followings, and that's why so many lazy South Africans support them. It's easier to find someone to blame than to actually fix the problem yourself, right? The EFF blames white people. Operation Tutula blames the foreigners. It's not a foreigner's fault you don't have a job, bro.
How dare you?
Oh, like that? Joe. What do you think? Like, what? Maybe you disagree. Like, because people are looking at you and they're saying, "Ah, this American, he's the reason why we don't have jobs because he's a YouTuber."
Whose job did I steal? I'm a YouTuber. I'm independent. Like, whose job? Who? You can also go on YouTube and make money and all that stuff. Like, here's the thing, and here's the brutal honesty about jobs and foreigners and all that stuff. Foreigners are not stealing your jobs. You want to know what the real problem is? I'll tell you what the real problem is. Some South Africans, not all, some South Africans are lazy. They don't have the good work ethic that they need to have to even hold a job. There's a sense of entitlement. There's a sense of, oh, give me, but you don't want to work hard at school. You don't want to finish school. You don't want to go to college. You don't want to finish college. And I'll be the first to say you don't have to go to college to necessarily get a job. But there needs to be a work ethic that you have where you are a hardworking individual. And if you're a hardworking individual, it doesn't matter if you're white, colored, black, Indian, doesn't matter. If you're hardworking, you will make something of yourself in this country, even with everything against you. And you know what? Right now, for black people living in South Africa, you have all the opportunities in the world, but you refuse to use them. We live in a world where there's internet, where you have mobile. You can make money easily in South Africa, but you have to have the will and the work ethic to do it. Foreigners are not the problem. Foreigners get jobs because they have the attitude. Oh, I need to provide for my family that I left in order to put bread on the table that I don't see except for maybe once a year. I'm living here now. I've met so many foreigners who are here, and that's their story. They left war-torn countries to make a living for their family in this country. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. I think a foreigner coming here legally and trying to make a living for themselves, that's fine. If they're here illegally, they need to be dealt with. They need to be kicked out. But Foreigners are not the problem. That's an scapegoat, just like apartheid and other excuses that the ANC uses for their own failures, for their harmful policies that actually don't promote economic growth. Because if we had economic growth, a lot of South Africans will be middle class or earning and be able to afford healthcare, be able to afford a good education, be able to afford a car, just providing for their family food on the table. But the ANC is the main problem. They've kept the majority of the population uneducated and people. They've kept the majority of the people just unskilled. Let's put it that way, unskilled, and businesses can't hire them. Why do you think so many businesses offer matric? Like they say, come work for us. We'll fund you to get a matric education. We'll train you to do this certain thing, because the schools aren't doing, the education isn't doing it. We do not have people in South Africa that are getting the skills they need in order to have a job. And y'all can bitch and moan in the comment section about, yeah, but foreigners undercut and they get hired below minimum wage and all that stuff. That's how desperate they are. And again, if they're here illegally, they need to be dealt with. They need to be kicked out of the country. But again, you have a government that doesn't even care about that has a chicken wire fence at the border. And don't even get me started on the corruption that happens at the border with you can just pay 3,000 Rand and get into the country. Like there's a bigger problem, and it's not foreigners that are the problem, is what I'm trying to say. And also, I'm not a foreigner. I have the South African citizenship. I have dual citizenship, American, South African. I am African American. Thank you very much. And let's see where this is this lady still talking?
In risk management, which I find to be contributing and beneficial to my work as a social worker.
And you were employed
hold on.
as the Department of Correctional Services for 9 years.
That is correct.
And the Christian Social Council for 3 years.
That is correct, Your Worship.
And it says here your 26 years of private practice experience mostly in the part-time capacity.
Correct.
You've then given a list of matters in which you provide a pre-sentence report. Page 40, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Worship.
And then at page 41, it's an annex to the 13 report.
Just a quick add in here, because this dude's been waiting. AI God said, Sam, you should know I watched your very first video when it was released, and in my comments I said, why not make a video about the racial equities, and you replied, that is my next show. I remember that, AI God. Thanks for that. Long-time subscriber, part of the family. Thank you for watching the Truth Report. Thanks for supporting. And what a journey it's been since then. And I did talk about racial equalities. I made a whole lot of videos talking about that, where I even included in some of the videos non-related to it. Shout out to you.
Just want to say thank you so much for the 40 Rand super chat. You guys are, I cannot read that word, and I'm here for it.
He's saying we are chacharach. He says we talk too much. We are forward.
All right, awesome. That's what we're all about here. And someone else saying, turn up the court volume, please. I will do so just now. Hold on.
Now there's a problem because you're talking in that direction. It's impossible to hear.
Sorry, Your Worship.
Can you just repeat? I beg your pardon. If you can go back,
in the context of my experience of the importance of respect to the accused, when I just noticed the seating in the court, it seems also that the elders, which is a very important community to him, and seating was preferenced. It's just an observation, but nothing else to be added to my report.
in other words, respect for elders.
Respect in general for people, but specifically for the elders.
And by the way, Joe, like, shout out to you for that great explanation you did, like completely debunking the whole ideology of Operation Tudula. I think a lot of South Africans needed to hear that.
Well, I hope a lot of people heard it and agree. But there's bigger issues. There's
right.
like it's a multi-layered issue, and it's all because of the ANC and their harmful policies. So I mean, I'm all for legal immigration, obviously, but if you're illegal here, we
For
need
sure.
the rule of law.
Detail or
Yeah.
add any detail about it, but the reference to the book by Cameron and et al. Deals with the circumstances in imprisonment, with the overcrowding of imprisonment.
Because like they like saying it's about illegal immigrants, but deep down they know they're the type of people to just have a problem with somebody who isn't from here.
The need for reform to look at how we sentence differently, recognizing the place for imprisonment, but that there are certain matters where a custodial sentence would not necessarily be the only appropriate option, specifically where it wouldn't serve all the purposes of punishment. I think a preference would always be that imprisonment would be where prevention would be a key deterrent, a key purpose of punishment. But other than that, I think the circumstances of the case would dictate it. So when I look at this as compared to the other cases of a more serious nature, I couldn't find any intent that the weapon was used or obtained with the aim of committing any other offences. It was specifically for the purpose of the celebratory shots. It was in his possession for a very, very short period of time, making it very distinguishable from all the other cases where a period of imprisonment would be imposed.
Aligned to that answer, there are two aspects that come to mind. Firstly, the issue of recidivism. You have highlighted in your report the fact that since the date of the commission of this offence, there have been no other charges of any nature.
Fiano 7080 wants to know something. He says, is the white guy defending Malema?
Cited or referred to as having been in possession.
Wait, where is that one?
So he just posted like literally just now. Fiano 7080.
Not a very diverse court. But why do we care about that stuff anyway? Oh, is the white guy defending Malema? Well, we discussed this earlier. Like, Malema will use whoever in order for him to win a case.
Events, be it one of a funeral and or an engagement or anniversary of some sort of birthday, with any cases dealing with sentencing in those.
This is taking forever.
I couldn't find any cases dealing with a person being accused or sentenced or any challenges of sentences or convictions in this regard. I have, however, seen warnings in the press where people are often warned about the risks and the seriousness about it, asking people not at New Year's, at celebrations, to do that. I also picked up an article indicating that at the funeral of the late Winnie Madikizela Mandela, afterwards there were shots fired from her home in a celebratory context. I'm not sure if anyone was.
This is a good one. This is a good one. All whites must go back to Europe, but not the lawyers. Oh, man. Yeah, Joe, what do you think? We should send all the white people back to Europe, except for the lawyers. They got good lawyers. So.
I'm very tempted to start with my cross-examination, but I don't know, lost a few pages where the witness has testified, just for the sake of thoroughness and completeness, because I did get the report only this morning, to go through it again to ensure that I haven't missed anything regarding this particular report, because the witness did testify quite quick, fast. Thank you. I needed a German, if I can, I don't want to say 15 minutes for the pages. It is a huge document. We also didn't have tea break. If you can make it a little bit longer, maybe by 20 minutes, Your Worship.
Sesetu, that's a good point. Sesetu Shushu, East London today makes me wonder why defend someone who did wrong. With all the bosses and crowds, it feels less like support and more like intimidation. That's correct, Mukel. You are very correct. Mos, you've been in some, you were not born yesterday. That's the EFF. They're trying to intimidate the justice system out of the actual sentencing of today. You know exactly how they work. I like that comment. Well done. That was amazing. You said it better than I did, actually. Like what I said the entire live stream, you said in a single sentence.
Past 12, if I'm ready before that, I will have your call. Thank you.
As usual, thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, Malema's got the whole squad over here. He got white associates, he got colored associates, he got black associates. Bro came fully equipped. Bro came with the full package.
There you have it, an adjournment until 12:15 in the pre-sentencing hearing of the EFF leader, Julius Malema, there, just to allow the prosecution to get acquainted with the pre-sentencing report that was just read into the record by the social worker, Jesse Thompson there. As you were following those proceedings,
Like trying to talk to someone in a call center. You damn right.
So yeah, we heard a bit there that they're taking a break until 12:15. To, I guess it's just recess, and I think so, ladies and gentlemen, I've gotten some information. This is what's happening today. This is a pre-sentencing hearing, so it's basically both sides, the accused and the defendants, are going to have witnesses to come and basically testify. Those in Malema's corner will testify that he's a good guy, he's done great things, and that the court should give like a light sentence. It's not that he's not going to be sentenced, he will be sentenced, but this is the last ditch effort for them to try and get the court's sympathy and have him have a lighter sentence. But the other side, AfriForum side, will obviously do the opposite. They'll say, no, he's done this, he's done that, he's gone away with this, he's gone away with that. They'll talk about the law and order, blah, blah, blah. Once all those witnesses and testimonies have been heard, it is not a guarantee that the sentence will be given today, unfortunately. It depends on how long the testimonies take, and then the judge will make a decision at the end of the testimonies to say whether or not she will give a sentence today, or it gets postponed. I have a feeling it's going to get postponed.
Me too, bro. Me too. Like you literally just said it. When you start talking about that thing about pre-court hearing, you remember you're in South Africa, and also where they said they're going to recess and they're gonna come back at 12:15. Whoever believes that person is new in South Africa, because if you're South African who has been here for quite some time, then you'll know that when they say 12:15, they mean 1:30, because everybody's not coming back without having their lunch. And even after they have their lunch, they're gonna continue talking. Does anyone remember what they did with Malema being found guilty? Joe, remember how long it took them to actually find if Malema was guilty or not? That was ridiculous. Now they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. So that's what's happening at the moment. So for those of you that are watching, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats and all the conversations in the live chat. Please excuse Sama if he gets a bit passionate. He just doesn't like negative comments. So let's make sure that they're positive comments, and then Sama will be, very nice and kind, and he won't have to rag you. So for those EFF trolls that are in the live chats, just go somewhere else,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
won't
You
be
would
me.
you'd actually make a great lawyer for me. If I said something outlandish, if I said something outlandish and then I was taken to court for it, you'd be there and say, like Summer sometimes, man, that was it. Thanks, man.
But Fear Nor 7080 says, of course it will be postponed. This could go on for months. Yeah, I agree. It could be. It's probably going to be postponed. I think there's going to be quite a few people giving their testimony from both sides, and he will never. Well, not that he will never, but we're not going to get an answer today. I don't think that's my prediction. I'll be very surprised if we get a sentencing today at this point. I mean, we've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. I don't think we're any closer than we were this morning to knowing what's going on. So yeah, Wes
Actually,
98
we
saying
are, Joe.
hashtag I'm with Sama.
We are. Hey, thanks, Wes.
Okay.
Thanks for that. Like, back to you guys. Hashtag I'm with Summer. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. And would I do well on radio? Why does everybody keep saying that to me, Joe? Since I was a kid.
You got a voice
my
for radio. You don't have
godfather-
you even have a face for radio.
Like, my godfather from church used to say, yeah, your voice is breaking very good. You'd look great for radio. And I'd be like, everybody, even when I had tonsillitis and I went to the doctor, he's like, you got a powerful voice, man. You should try the radio. Like.
You do have a powerful voice.
Thanks for that.
I'm not sure if I addressed this earlier. I just want to make sure. Johnny366, sorry, I think I missed this one. 14 Rand Super Chat. Thank you so much for all the support. It's greatly appreciated. I just want to give a shout out to Johnny there if I missed that. Sorry. Yeah, so thank you guys once again so much for the super chats and all that stuff. I think we're gonna wait a little bit until the I'm really worried this is gonna be the whole day, by the way.
Bro, no, it will be. It will be. If you watched Ronaldo Jos's viral live stream where they took so long to just see if Malema's guilty or not, he went about 7 hours and then they had to postpone it for tomorrow. So that's what we should also expect. So guys, if you having lunch, if it's lunch at work, if it's break time, if you're at school, it's fine. We are not saying log off YouTube. Continue watching us, but yeah, even you and myself, Joe, like, we haven't eaten in hours, bruv, because we were doing this.
I'm thinking of just going to get something to eat right now, to be honest. Just
me too. Like, I'm thinking like maybe like getting a box of fried chicken and then eating while I'm listening to or something.
That would be so funny if you're eating like a box of KFC while we're listening to his sentencing.
Yeah. Yeah, like
then we need to get the red beret. Yeah, we gotta get the red beret and the red shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a red shirt
I
I
have
could
a
wear.
red shirt. Me too. I'm just gonna wait backwards so that people have the wrong idea.
Apparently, Sama, the fighters are waiting for you outside. I don't know if they know where you live. But...
I mean, even if they did, I genuinely think they'd be too cowardly to come outside here. Good luck trying to come to my neighborhood without getting effed up if nobody knows who you are. But hey, good luck to the fighters. Are they still alive, Grinkwa man?
I don't know. But I do want to just give, while we have everybody's attention for a moment, don't forget to go to the Truth Report website. Let us know what you think. Discharging a firearm in public is punishable by up to 15 years in jail. Will Julius be prosecuted? You can see some people have already voted. We've had 58 saying yes, 58% saying yes, 42% saying no. But please go to the truthreport.co.za website. As a matter of fact, let me pop it up right now. So if you go, let me show you guys. So if we go, very easy to find. You go to truthreport.co.za. Right, you can head on over to the website very quickly. You'll be asked to sign in with Google. That's fine. Let me just make sure that nothing personal gets shown there. Don't want to, I'm going to sign in quickly. And then, okay, there we go. Now I can show you guys how cool this website is. Look at that. So when you go to the website, ladies and gentlemen, the website is a beautiful website. So I highly encourage everybody to go and check it out, please. Everything, all the recent videos will be up there on the home page. You can see many of our creators or content creators that contribute to the Truth Report, all your favorites. You can even go to Truth Report Originals, which is also coming soon, going to be very much expanded on. You're going to see our contributors all in one area, one place. If you haven't followed them, you can follow them. We've got myself, Sama's on there, Ronaldo, Byron, all of the great speakers of truth. And then, of course, this is where we really want you to go with community polls and give your votes in. We've got many polls up there at the moment. You can see some people have already voted a little bit on certain topics, but please give us your thoughts with discharging a firearm in public. Will Julius be jailed? Yes or no? Go there, give us your thoughts, check out the other polls, give your thoughts on that. It's just good information to share. And then there's other things you guys can check out here on the left side. You can also follow us on all the different kinds of social media. Everything is your one-stop place is the Truth Report website. You want to see who's been busy, who's been uploading. If we go to Sama, for example, he's got his own little page here, and you can see his recent uploads all here. You can jump to another contributor and see their recent uploads. Follow them, and soon you'll be able to donate through the Truth Report to each contributor as well, and all the donations that they get will go directly to them. Truth Report helping the content creators with making some money as well. So yeah, but go to the polls, check it out, let us know your thoughts. Be greatly appreciated. Sama, do you have anything to say about the website?
Yeah, like you literally said it all, man. Like everybody, if you haven't voted yet, go vote. As South Africans, it's in us, even if we don't want, we have a fetish for voting. When there's nobody to vote for, we lie to ourselves and say we won't vote for anyone, but then we go and vote ANC in the end. So to help that, go and vote on the Truth Report website. We're fans of put your money where your mouth is. If you think Malema's actually going to get any sentencing or not, go and vote on the website. You can comment it down in the live stream, but then if you're lucky enough for it to be seen, you have a better chance of your opinion being seen if you vote on the website. So vote on the website, read our articles if you haven't already, look at our Facebook posts, and consider becoming a Facebook subscriber, because the Facebook subscribers have specific content, exclusive content from contributors, important contributors, great high-profile guys like Joe Emilio and myself, videos that will never be released to the public. So if you want to see those videos, I suggest you become a Facebook subscriber, follow the Truth Report website, follow us online. Thank you for the support. Follow us on Twitter, all platforms. Follow us on our respective channels, Newsflash with Joe Emilio and THEE, Sama Sambit. And yeah, shout out to all of you.
Amazing stuff, man. I think let's call it here, Sama, because I don't think we're going to hear a sentencing today. That's my prediction. But what we will do is I will keep an eye on the news for the next few hours, and then if the sentencing is going to happen, we'll go live and we'll live react to it, because I think there's still the AfriForum side that's going to go through their witnesses and all that stuff. So there's at least another hour or two before the sentencing is, if at all, is read today. So let's just keep an eye on it, and we'll come back live later. So let me end off by saying thank you guys so much for joining us, for being part of this, for experiencing this with us. We will be back live later today with a live reaction to the sentencing. Even if we're not, there will be a video out, so keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out on all the content that's coming out on Truth Report. Next week, I have a video coming out. Sama has a video coming out almost every week. So keep an eye out for all our content on the Truth Report YouTube channel. And again, visit the website. Please go visit the website. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, thanks for watching. Your Truth Report is in. Sama, do you want to sign off as well?
Yeah, so all I wanted to say is, for sure, we'll see each other again when a sentencing is being done. Everybody watching, you better pray for a live stream, because if there's a live stream, then it's good news. If there's a live stream, it means the sentencing is going to be done. If there's no Truth Report live stream, you know what that means. So just pray that there's going to be something done. Joe and I are going to go and have our lunch, steal a few coins, and yeah, we'll see you all next time. And find our red shirts in our closets.